live.
We're live at the Gig Podcast channel presents the ToolShed. Coming to you live, recorded, and live on Facebook as of November 1st at 8:30, the day after Halloween. Did you have a good Halloween, Cove?
You know.
How did Sadie feel better? Did she go out?
Yeah, she was sick in the morning, and then she felt better. She dressed up, and we went over to an upper middle class neighborhood because there was beef in the streets out here in Lindenwold.
Oh, really? What kind of beef?
I don't know. Sadie and Steph got into a brawl with some other, kids.
No shit.
Where do you think that's coming from?
Came from my phone.
That's him from his phone.
Oh, okay.
I didn't know.
Did somebody try to take her bag, or what happened? Like, how did the beef start?
I think somebody scared her,
Okay.
and so Steph pulled the shank out, held it to a little princess. What's the princess from Mario?
Peach.
Yeah, Princess Peach. Steph had a knife to Princess Peach. And then out of left field, here comes Yoshi, knocks Steph over.
Right, well, that's Yoshi's thing. Like, he's going to protect Peach.
Smacks Steph with the tongue.
Right.
Whips her with the tongue.
That's the move.
Damn,
knocks her
that's
out.
wild.
And here's Monkey in the middle, not knowing what to do.
Who is she dressed as?
Uma.
Uma Thurman?
No, Uma is a character from Descendants.
Okay.
So there was like a wild brawl in the streets of Lindenwold.
Sounds like it was really Nintendo driven too, which is crazy.
Yeah, that is wild. That's old school.
They came home and I was like, fuck it, let's go to a nice, quiet, upper middle class neighborhood like Washington Township, and we got the big candy bars.
You get the full bars.
Yeah. I went to my parents' neighborhood.
So do you think that based on the stories that you've heard, obviously you weren't there. Do you think that the person who scared Sadie did it on purpose, or was it just the costume itself? Like
she like flexed on Sadie.
Okay.
And so it got ugly out there. So they came home, and me and Keller were at the house. He was dropping off this wonderful pair of state prop jeans that he got me. And we were trying to decide, is this something that we need to go hunt down somebody and, start a ruckus, but I think it's better left that
That's what happens once you have the state prop clothes in your hand, is like your whole thinking starts to change. I need to find me a 6-year-old and shank them for what they did to my daughter.
I went right back to 02. My brain just reverted right back to 02 like I was on fucking 5th in Indiana.
Right.
Happens like that sometimes.
Yeah.
How about you, P? You do something with the kids? Do the trick or treat?
Well, we did the trunk or treat at his school, and then it was on Friday night, so there was like brutal storms. So they took it inside, and everybody it's nice. They walk around from table to table, and the kids get candy and all that stuff.
On Halloween night, you didn't do anything?
Well, Halloween night, my wife takes him out, and then I stay home and make chili, and then when they come home, we all eat. So I usually stay home and give out candy.
I made chili too.
I had the big bag, and we got 2 people showed up at the door.
Shit.
So those kids were the beneficiary of the fact that no one else showed up, and each of them got like half a 10-pound bag of candy.
That's a good deal, man.
Sweet.
They loved you.
Yeah.
I had a great experience. We also went to an upper class neighborhood because last year, usually, I remember like 5 years ago, Northeast was popping, dude.
Yeah.
Like pillowcases on a block because you're hitting everything. It's boom, boom, boom,
Bro,
boom,
they
boom,
don't
boom,
even
boom.
use pillowcases no more, these kids.
They're whores, dude. They're faggots. These kids are bitches.
I hate
bitches.
These kids.
Yeah,
we discussed it at nauseum on Friday, but it's somewhat our fault. But carry on.
Why is it our fault?
Tell me what about your Halloween.
All right, yeah. Well, I missed the show, so I'm irrelevant now.
I mean, I just don't want to revisit a whole topic that we already did two days ago.
The reruns come up on Tuesdays and Thursdays.
Okay. Well, I need them quicker.
If it was something that we talked about 3-4 weeks ago, then we could rehash it. But we just talked about it.
We need to let
Friday.
the general public hear it and then
I got
mull
you.
it over.
All right. So we went to a upper class neighborhood, kind of, my buddy's house, and
what neighborhood?
Like Lower Makefield area, like Yardley, kind of.
Old Makefield, okay.
Yeah. I guess it was technically Morrisville, but it's like the people that live there would hate if you called it Morrisville.
Because like that Morrisville has like a lower class connotation.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
The lower tax bracket, but they don't want to talk about it.
Morrisville's right across the river from
Trenton.
Yeah.
Yeah, but this is a little bit further down.
Morrisville's nice.
Morrisville has some nice in it.
I thought.
Well, there's some spots that aren't nice. You know what I mean?
Okay.
And then there's spots that they classify as Lower Makefield, even though they're technically Morrisville.
Gotcha.
Either way.
So you went to Lower Makefield.
Yeah. Tons of big candy bars, tons of people with their fire pits, people handing out brewskis to the parents and stuff like
Classic
that. It was
maneuver.
really nice,
That's
man.
a real class maneuver. When you're the guy who, and I wanted to do it, but we went out, right? I wanted to be the guy who had a cooler that I was sitting on while handing out candy.
Yeah.
So when the parents came through, I could be like, hey, what do you like? Seltzer, hard coffee,
Yeah.
Corona.
What's up?
Might even have a fucking IPA somewhere in here if you're one of those type of Fruit Loops.
Right.
You know? I don't think we have too many IPA guys in Lindenwood.
I like a good IPA when I would drink the beer.
Yeah,
I like a good India Pale Ale, bud.
I've never had one that I liked.
No, they're the ones that I like out of the bougie beers. The IPAs will be the ones that I will drink.
Well, what else would you classify as a bougie beer?
Well, I mean, like any kind of like stout. You know what I mean?
Okay,
Or like
all
a
right.
You're
pump.
going to sit here and call Guinness a bougie beer?
No, not Guinness necessarily, but Guinness is like a fucking meal.
It's
like,
upper middle
Guinness
class.
is fantastic.
Guinness is
is what
upper middle
Guinness is.
class without a doubt.
All right, fair
Guinness
enough.
to me is a lot.
Maybe not bougie.
But it's not bougie, right?
Maybe not bougie,
Okay.
but definitely upper middle class.
On the state
It's on
line.
the
Is it
cusp.
like Blue Moon upper middle class?
Nah, Blue Moon's solidly middle class.
Oh yeah, because
I
Blue
think
Moon
so.
to me is like upper middle class. I'm a Yingling drinker when I would be drinking beer.
I feel like Yingling's middle class.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
you think Blue Moon and Yingling are right on the same tier?
Yeah,
think
Blue,
so.
Blue Moon is for people who would drink Yingling in secret but don't want to look like that.
Okay.
That's
I
all it
drink
is.
a Blue Moon more in the winter months, and a Yingling's a more of a year-round beer.
I thought Blue Moon was a summer beer that you have with an orange slice in it.
I have an orange slice
It
in
is.
it in the wintertime.
It's an Allagash White, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's a summer beer.
Yeah, but I like it in the wintertime. Is that
I
all
have
right?
no. I don't know. I just wanted to state that it's an Allagash White.
No, you're right, dude, and I'm
Yeah.
proud of you. So yeah, so we did that, and it was by far. I don't know if it's because last year I don't remember really going out. If we did go out, I think we did something more like a trunk or treat type deal, and I
little
think it
bit
was
more
corny.
COVID safe.
Yeah, a little bit more COVID, but this was like sports, like how sports came back, and everyone's like, "Fuck
Let's
yeah,
get it."
sports!"
Yeah, it was popping in this neighborhood and out in my mom's
There
neighborhood.
was droves of kids that like reminded me of my ute. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? I felt like I was a kid again, like just walking out and doing it. And I was like straight dadding it. We were zigzagging patterns. We were hitting
Yeah.
streets back and forth. We went with my buddy's kid, who's quite a character. He before he even got to the first house, he had half of his costume taken off. Like
How
he was
old
just
this kid?
done. He is, I believe, he just turned 6. God, I was at his birthday party. I should know these things. I don't know. He's a little kid. He's a little meatball. He's growing in front of my eyes. He's a very interesting boy. He's Mark's from Dumb Ugly, IU's son. So we went together. I just wanted to do something friendly and whatever. I wanted to make it more special for my daughter to do things with kids. So we went out and we did one round. Dahlia had to go to the bathroom. Mark's fiance had to go to the bathroom. So we doubled back to the house. Everyone went to the bathroom. Got back, and Dominic, Mark's son, was done. He was like, "I'm good." He's like, "I got plenty of candy," and he was right. He did have plenty
That's
of
how
candy.
Sadie rolls.
Yeah.
Sandy.
That Jess's kids did.
No, Katie eats Sandy.
Oh yeah, gotcha.
Yeah.
But I wasn't playing that shit. So we went back out one more block with Dahlia. We got another. So we filled up a decent sized bag, like to the top. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? And now I've been, eating way
candy.
too much candy. Dude.
All right.
But yeah, it was good times, man.
I got to play official hero dad.
What's that?
When you shank that 6-year-old kid?
No, see, since I let the first one slide,
Right.
I figured I had to come out strong
You can't let it
somewhere
go
else.
twice, yeah.
So I had my
People are gonna
eye
pick up
on
on it.
situations, and I was looking to come swoop in and be a hero somewhere. And so we rolled up to one house that had the decorations. It was decorated a little bit spookily, and Sadie scares easy.
Yeah.
And so she goes walking up to get a piece of candy, and I could see her tiptoeing like she wasn't feeling it, but we'll go get the candy. And as she walks past one of these particular clowns, life-size clowns,
Right.
it was like a machine, and it went like, and she drops her bag and jets down the driveway.
Oh shit.
And I was just like, I'm here, baby.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Pick her up, comfort her. Daddy's
Yeah.
here, baby.
That's good. Man.
That's the difference between the daughter and the son. My son is.
You got to
he
smack him and say,
scares, he scares easy.
toughen up, kid.
Like he won't go into spirit shops because they usually have some kind of big monster in the front.
Right.
And so he wanted to go to the haunted house at the school, and what they do is like from 6 to 7, the younger kids go through, and then at 7 they shut the lights off in the haunted house, and then makes it a little scarier.
Right.
It's kids in a Catholic school, so it's nothing crazy.
Right. The
and-
kids are being the haunted?
Yeah, the 8th graders run the haunted house.
Okay.
That's pretty cool, actually.
So my son wants to go, and your ticket lets you go through twice. So he goes through with the lights on, and he's like, I want you to come with me for the lights off. So we get to the door, and we start to go in, and I just left. And then let him work his way through it. He got through the other side. It's much scarier when the lights are off, Dad. I don't think I want to do that again. I'm like, you got to fucking do it again. Relax.
You got to.
8th graders.
Yeah, you got to do it, kid. Yeah, no, I think that, and I try and push her a little bit, but I definitely think if she was a boy, I'd be,
You'd be much
much
harder on
tougher.
it. Yeah.
Yeah,
I think I feel like my daughter's a boy. Like, the way that I interact with her, I think that I don't really, like, there's not enough soft. I mean, I'm soft, cuddly, loving daddy, but for the most part, I'm like, let's fucking go, dude. Come on. Get with the shits.
Yeah, I'm back and forth.
Yeah, I guess I'm a little back and forth, too, but I think that I should be a little bit more back than forth. You know what I mean? I'm a little bit too forth.
Yeah.
Like,
Okay.
you know, rip your face off type deal, whatever. You know what I mean? Taking your kid on a thing and then, you know, getting mad at her when she doesn't want
When
to
she
sit on
gets
Jason's
scared.
lap.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I don't know. So, did you see Joe Biden, or Jill's husband, as he refers to himself?
I heard the story through the grapevine.
Yeah.
As I do hear everything political through the grapevine.
Grapevines.
So why don't you tell me? I know that.
I don't know much. I'm also grapevining it, but so I
well,
just saw.
all right, so then we have to rely on Payday. You know,
Payday.
What
happened?
You know, Payday and Joe.
They're boys.
Yeah, so we might not get the true story.
So honestly, I'll tell you what I know.
Okay.
There was somebody from the Republican Party. That no. Well, this is how
This is how it starts.
This is how it started.
Yep.
And
This is how it starts.
It says the word around Rome is that Biden is meeting with the Pope was unusually long because Biden had a bit of a quote unquote bathroom accident at the Vatican and had to be addressed prior to him leaving. I know we joke about this often, but this is the actual rumor going around. And like that's the start of this, and there's nothing further. So maybe he did, maybe he didn't, but there's no evidence either way except for this person saying, I've heard a rumor.
How old is Joe Biden? 78 years old?
He's 78 or 76.
Do you think that he wears
Just a little.
diapers?
I don't. Whoa, not up, down. Good. That worked.
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if he does, but I have no answer either
He's
way.
76.
Yeah.
78, I think.
All right. Well, here's the thing. He's not a nimble 78.
No.
You know, like he's a 78 where you look at him and you're like, what are you, like 93?
What are you, in your high 80s?
Yeah. What are you, you're a young 90 or something?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and the fact that they're peeling his face back, right? It's pretty apparent, or it looks apparent from what I've seen, that he looks to have gotten some sort of facelift, right? Like he's
Certainly a possibility.
yeah, which makes sense if you're trying to front like you are.
If you're a politician.
Yeah, if you're trying to front like you. Somebody wrote in the chat, I heard he still gets rock hard, no Viagra needed. If you're a politician who's trying to front like you're with it, like you still have all your faculties, then getting a facelift seems to be like a thing that would add to that.
Do you think he continues through term? Like, do you think he makes it through these next couple of years with, like, all these stutters and blunders and everything else that's going on? And then, you know, rumors about him defecating in his pants at the Vatican, shatting at the Vatican.
I don't think there's any doubt
that he makes it.
Listen, they're not going to pluck him. But if he dies, I mean, he might not make it, like, living-wise, but I can't imagine at this point that they're going to be like, they already know that he's just the figurehead. The president is always really just the figurehead.
Agreed.
And this is like an extreme example of, hey, the president's just a figurehead, right? Like, this is blatantly in your face. Like, we're not really listening to this guy. He's just sitting in the chair to make it look like your grandpa is running things, so you feel comfortable with it. So I don't think no matter what happens, right? I don't think, as long as he doesn't die, they keep propping him up, keep pushing him through, keep him in his term.
Who was like the other old president? Is he the oldest president, elect?
He's the oldest by a little bit. The top three are Biden, Reagan, and then Trump.
Okay. And was Reagan older than Trump?
Yeah.
No.
Oh,
No,
I thought.
so
No,
Trump.
right.
So the last two presidents we had were the oldest
Yeah.
presidents ever. That's such a strange thing.
That's not boding well for our country.
No, but it
It's
just
not.
it doesn't
It's
make
not boding well for old people
it
either.
doesn't make a lot of sense because we're in like such like a technological
Exactly.
like advanced
Yeah.
like everything is like new, and then we're listening to Grandpa.
We're not
Grandpa's
we're not
on
listening
TV.
to him, but
we're
we're
not
forced
listening.
to.
Yeah. We're
absolutely.
forced to
No, you're
listen to
absolutely right.
Grandpa.
Yeah.
It's like you're waiting for these old people to die so their old ideals can fucking die with them. I mean, some of these
but
old
then-
people have good ideas.
But then
I'm
all
just
that's going to
saying.
happen is the next wave of old people are going to go into place because as a society, for some reason, we don't trust younger people. So, like, every now and then you have a young president, but usually there's some reason beyond just simply, I think they'll do the best job that gets them in the seat.
Yeah, but by young, we're talking like
40s.
52.
Yeah.
Yeah, I understand.
You know, like how old was Barack?
He was
It was
pretty
like
young.
40s.
Yeah, late 40s, early 50s probably. And he seemed.
He wasn't the youngest, but he was on the younger side of things.
Look,
Kennedy was the youngest, right?
I think so, yeah.
I felt like he played the role pretty good.
No, I do too.
You know,
even
like
if
he
I
was a
disagree-
solid dude. He was a
Dude.
good speaker. Well,
Oh
like,
my God, the
could give a
best.
good speech. Cool. He was cool. We don't have cool presidents.
No, he was probably the coolest president.
Presidents don't be cool and
He'd
shit.
be cool as fuck.
Clinton was pretty cool.
Clinton was
I don't-
cool.
I know you guys are younger, but Clinton was out. Not
know
talking.
Clinton.
Not talking.
Yeah,
the politics part.
That guy was
Clinton
getting his dick sucked in the Oval
right?
Office. There ain't
and then-
shit
and
cooler
he's
than
on-
that.
And he's on Arsenio playing the saxophone.
Yeah, that was cool.
Clinton was a cool guy.
Clinton was cool, I think, until Obama showed up. Because
Okay.
because
All right,
I'm
fair.
white and I like hip hop or whatever, so I don't know what this sounds like. But just being black alone made him cool to me
Well,
because he was the first
the
black.
achievement, yeah.
And he was
yeah.
also like he listened to hip hop. Common was there. Fucking DJ Khaled's at the fucking White House.
That's
Not
fair,
that
that's fair.
DJ Khaled's cool, but you know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? Like
yeah.
it was
He was
cool.
hip.
He was
Yeah.
way hip.
Yeah,
I
he
mean,
was with
he
it.
had to be the most hip president.
Most likely.
Right?
I mean, I can't. We can't speak for what was going on in olden
He was
days. but
draining
yeah.
threes,
Yeah,
bro.
yeah, no,
with a
I'm-
Newport. You
yeah,
know
no,
what I'm saying? That shit is fired, dude.
I'm
He
not
got-
arguing with you.
he had
I hear you.
unlaced Timbs on, dude.
But it's
That was
Clinton who
killing
opened
it.
up the court so he could practice.
100% he opened up the court.
Yeah, no, I think. I mean, he did.
Or
fucking,
Kennedy.
He did getting coffee in cars with Jerry Seinfeld.
Yeah,
Yeah, that was-
at
that was a-
the White House.
Yeah.
Yeah. They wouldn't let him. They wouldn't let him leave the grounds.
I did.
Oh, yeah.
I
But that was
watched
cool,
it.
though.
It doesn't stick with me though. You know
What,
what I
that
mean?
show or just that?
That
I like
episode.
that show.
It was-
No, that episode. I never watched another episode after that.
Oh, yeah? I like that show was a good show. I like that show. I'm not even a huge Seinfeld mark, but like that show was a good show.
It's a
like,
solid
there was,
show,
yeah. It's a good interview show. Saw Jay Leno's hosting like some dumb fucking game show now. Like
I haven't seen him on a game show. I just see him on all the car shows that he does.
He does like some dumbass like rated C game show. I have no idea what it is. I was sweeping some old lady's chimney and she was watching. It came on after. You know Nick Cannon has a talk show? So Nick Cannon has a talk show that's like weird, right? And he was just openly talking about how he's celibate and doesn't have sex, and it was like a thing.
He's also got 96 kids, so maybe he just ran his
Yeah,
course
maybe.
already.
Yeah, right. Like I smoked enough
He's
weed for
tapped out.
17 lifetimes,
Right.
so I stopped smoking weed, and he's just done. He was fucking Mariah Carey. That must have been weird. Anyway, Obama was cool.
Yeah.
What were we talking about? Oh, Biden, because he's so old.
Right.
So, like, do you think that they just cart around his carcass, like, at eventuality? Like, because he's going to be 80 in,
He's
like,
gonna be like
2
Stalin?
years. Yeah, or, like, Weekend at Bernie's. Like, they're just literally going to be propping this dude up. You
Yeah,
know
no,
what I mean?
think they already probably are to some extent.
Who was the guy in the wheelchair? Was that Wilson?
Now, the one who had polio?
No, Roosevelt.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, Roosevelt. Right. And he wasn't older than Biden?
No.
So Biden is older
But
than...
also,
like,
Now,
Rutherford B. Hayes?
were they faking the funk with Roosevelt, or was it like blatantly like it was cool that like he was just wheeling around, he was just skidding around?
Well, why would you
he
fake
was
the funk?
a polio survivor, so he had been in that wheelchair for almost his whole life.
So that okay, I didn't know. I wasn't around back then.
Sure.
It was a little bit before my time.
No, I gotcha.
So I didn't know if that was like a thing that came out afterwards, like all the shit that's gonna come out 10 years from now about 2021, right?
Right.
Like we find out the real deal later on.
Yeah.
So I didn't know if that was like one of those things.
Yeah. What do you think? Do you think there's any clones or anything like that? Remember there was like all these like these like fucking crazy videos that was like, when you see blue tie Trump, that's actually a fucking Mark Zuckerberg in an outfit or something.
There's a there's a potential that there's like body double situations depending on the public appearance.
Dude, the Hillary thing. Did you see any of the Hillary stuff? Because there was a
Yeah.
point of Hillary that didn't look like Hillary.
Yeah,
Like there
and
was like
there's
17 different times that Hillary was out there.
And there was the same thing with Melania that like after the first year of the presidency, someone else replaced her because she didn't want to be around anymore, and like her nose changes. But it's all just people like overanalyzing shitty angle
It's
pictures.
the same thing as
Okay.
Aunt Viv.
right?
Yeah, but Aunt Viv was replaced though.
And
Yeah, but you didn't know that.
and the two
I knew that.
You didn't know Aunt
she
Viv
lost
got
like
replaced,
half her melanin.
but
dude.
until later.
And got fatter and shorter.
Because here was the thing: you watched
Original Aunt Viv
You
for
watched
life.
the first season with original Aunt Viv, right? And then you checked in a year later when the second season started. You may not have seen Aunt Viv at first, and then you see her, and you're like, "That doesn't seem right." But you don't pay it any attention because you're not thinking, "Hey, I should keep my eye on Aunt Viv to see what happens
Right.
with her."
Yeah,
they,
but
had,
I'm
they had
saying?
already done that with the two dicks on Bewitched. They just switched them out mid-season, and you were just like, everyone else on the show is pretending it's the same person, so I might as well just roll
What
with it.
else shows did they do that on where they just switch people for absolutely no? I mean,
They-
obviously a reason.
They
but-
did it on the, what's it called? The Tim Allen show that just ended. Last Man Standing.
Okay,
One
yeah.
of the if you're watching the reruns, one of the daughters is one actor for like a good chunk of the show, and then for like 2 or 3 seasons, there's a different person playing that. But when they're watching the reruns, when you're playing the reruns, they don't necessarily play them sequentially.
Right.
So you'll be like one episode, and you're looking at, oh, that's, I don't know, I forget her name, Pam. Let's just say that's Pam, sure. And then the next episode, you're like, who the fuck is that? Oh, that's also Pam. I didn't realize.
Is this a show you like, Last Man Standing?
It's a pretty decent show.
Isn't it like a right-wing leaning show?
No, I
Isn't
mean-
he a right-wing leaning guy?
He seems more libertarian than right wing, but they definitely throws his democratic jabs in there. Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Isn't that the show that Joey from Friends stars in as the dad?
No.
What's
Joe-
that one?
Matt LeBlanc
Yeah.
is in a show?
Yeah, on
with Tim
Netflix.
Allen? Oh, I don't know. This is a show like on
That
ABC
I thought it was
or
called
something like that.
Last Man Standing.
No.
I'm looking for you.
Yeah, I don't know.
But no, Last Man Standing is Tim Allen.
Yo, speaking of Tim Allen, did you see the Buzz Lightyear preview, dude?
Yeah.
Buzz
Looks pretty
Lightyear
good.
got his own movie?
Buzz Lightyear got a
TV
movie
show.
coming out.
Prequel, yeah.
Yeah.
That shows him going through astronaut training and whatnot.
Yeah, it shows him like as like Buzz Lightyear was based on a show, right? Like this is like if the show was real,
This is it.
this is the prequel to him becoming Buzz Lightyear. It's so weird. It's a kind of a weird thing, but Tim Allen isn't him. It's somebody else. It's like
Right.
it's like who is it? It's fucking
They do-
Thor. It's Chris.
It's Chris Hemsworth.
Maybe not Thor. Who's one of the other Chris's that plays in the Marvel? It's somebody else. It's like a Marvel guy.
Chris Lighty?
Captain America.
I think it might be Chris Lighty. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's Chris.
He was my old
Probably.
agent
Maybe
when I
Chris
was on Jive
Rivers.
Records.
Yeah, Chris Rivers Jr. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Right. Yeah. Here's the thing. Here, in the lane of talking about old guys, right?
Yeah.
It is. It's Chris Evans.
Chris
It's
Evans.
Captain America.
There it is.
I-
Makes sense.
I'd like
It'd
to
be better
s-
if it was Tim Allen.
It would.
I'd like to say that today I had a thing happen that made me remember that you always got to give the old guy a minute of your time.
Oh, I did too. Go ahead.
You know what I mean? So I'm out there installing my windows up on the second floor. Had a little bit of speed bumps. It didn't work out the way I like, but this is my life in construction and why I hate construction so much because it's just never easy, right? It's always a fucking headache.
Gotcha.
So I'm up there installing, and I had seen this old guy, white hair, painter's pants, Sherman Williams hat. Seen him walk past once or twice. I figure he lived on the block.
Is it Sherman Williams or Sherwin Williams?
Sherwin.
Sherwin.
It's Sherman.
I think it's Sherwin.
That's a different
No,
guy.
a different.
The old guy's name was
Oh,
Sherman.
knockoff. This is Camden.
No, Sherman Williams.
What's the guy wearing the painter's hat?
No,
His
guys.
name was Sherman.
Sherman Williams.
Who's on first?
Sherman Williams is a deli
base.
over in Point Breeze.
Oh,
Okay,
okay.
so this guy had a deli.
He
hat
had a
on.
deli hat on.
Getting a
Okay,
sandwich.
so
He
he's
had a
not a
Sherman
painter.
Williams hat on.
Was he a
He had,
painter?
he had painter's pants on with the deli
The
hat.
deli hat. Got
You
it.
know how South Philly guys rep their baseball teams
Yeah,
and
he's
their
doing
barber
that.
And they're
shops and
delis,
shit
yeah.
like that?
Like
Yeah,
you see
yeah.
people
he
with
got
like
a
a
cousin.
Pat steak shirt on and things like that.
Yeah, had a
Right.
Sherman Williams hat on.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
I seen
Sherman.
him walk by once or twice this week. I'm like, he must live in the neighborhood, you
Right.
know? So then today he yells up to me. He says, look good. It's a look good. I said, thanks, buddy. I said, you know Vincenz? Because this is Smoke's dad's house, right?
Gotcha.
Okay.
And Vincenz, fresh off the boat, you know what I mean? Heavy accent, old Guinea bull.
Right. You figured the accent.
I hear the
guy.
accent. He's in the neighborhood. I'm like, oh, you know Vincenz? He goes, nah. I'm like, yeah, you do. He lived here like 20 years ago. He owns the house still, but now somebody's renting it. He's like, no, I don't know. I know Vincenzo. And he starts like making fake Italian.
Yeah, but
you know what I mean?
nobody
Like,
knows nobody over there. That's the way it's supposed to be.
Yeah,
he's like, I don't know no Vincenzo.
Yeah,
I
he
said,
don't know who you work for.
I don't know nothing
so
about
I'm like,
nobody.
I'm like, all right, you don't know no Vincenzo. That's fine. I don't have whatever.
Right.
So I'm shooting the breeze with him. He says, you do siding? I'm like, I do. Let me come down and give you a card. So I walk down. I hand him a card. Now I'm sitting there talking to him because he's making himself a cup of tea, right? Pouring hot water. He's got the Stanley thermos. Classic job site move, right? Big Stanley thermos.
The greenish metal one with the silver cup.
Stanley thermos, he's pouring it out, but it's clear. I'm thinking he's about to have a cup of coffee. It's clear, drops a tea bag in.
Oh, all right.
Looks at me with all dead seriousness and goes, you want a cup of tea? I'm like, nah, man, I appreciate the offer, but no thank you.
Yeah.
You know, you had an espresso in there, I probably would have accepted the offer. So I give him a card. I'm shooting the breeze with him. He's from Brazil. He's not. I'm
Portuguese.
like, oh. I'm like, so you really
That's
don't.
why he doesn't know Vincenzo.
I'm like, you really don't know Vincenzo. He's like, no. I don't live here. I'm painting this house.
Yeah,
I'm like, oh, all right. So this guy was pushing 78.
Gotcha.
But he was a spry 78. Not the type of 78 that would poop himself at the Vatican.
Yeah, not
right?
Shadigan at the Vatican.
He would not have Shadigan at the Vatican. This isn't a Jill's husband type of 78. This is like a Jill's side piece type of 78.
I got
you know
man.
what I mean?
He's still whipping shit around.
Kind of had it going on.
Yeah.
He's been in the business for 35 years.
Okay.
You know, I'm shooting the breeze with him. We're talking about. He's telling me he doesn't like to put a sticker on the side of his truck. I said, yeah, me neither. I just function off of. I'm just out here hustling off of whoever tells me to go to the next place and do the next thing.
Right.
That way you can go to any block you want in Camden and not have to worry about it.
Exactly.
This is real.
Which Biz would understand that if he listened to our Friday night episode.
It hasn't been up yet. You gotta give the man a break. It doesn't go
Why
up till
wouldn't
tomorrow.
Why wouldn't he have shown up on Friday night? The
Listen,
guy's a part of the friggin'
Here
gig.
comes the I got my daughter thing. Go ahead.
No, it's not even that. Dude, I want to have my own leisure when I listen to stuff. I'm going to listen to this show on Wednesday. You know what I mean?
Okay, very well.
All right? Go
Very
ahead.
well. Anyway, I say all that to say, right?
I want the
There it is.
soundboard. You know what I'm saying?
You can have the soundboard.
No, I don't want it. I want to hear it.
Oh.
No, you need to not have the soundboard. Last week was insane with you on the soundboard. All right.
No disrespect.
I'm
Okay.
gonna make it even crazier today for that reason
I really wish
because
you wouldn't.
yeah, I
Turn the
mean
volume up a little bit on
Oh
it.
my God.
it should say Cove on the mic, and it says Cove on the camera.
Well, that's how it was at that time.
Yeah, I was on the camera.
Yeah.
Okay, fair enough. But I say I say that you got to give the old heads respect, right?
Yeah.
Because you never know what gem you're gonna get. You're always gonna be able to pick out a gem in a conversation with a guy who's 60 plus.
Yeah.
They got some kind of experience that
They
you
got
can
something
that
for
you
you.
can relay.
And so this guy who has been self-employed for 35 years, he didn't really have any gem for me, to be honest with you. But I could tell that he was just happy to be talking to somebody. He's out on the job site working alone. Like he's getting run down. You know what I
Right.
mean? Guy's 78 years old,
Hey,
still
he's
painting.
Beating the shit, yeah.
So it was nice to sit down and talk to him. So I always try and give an old guy the time. One of my best friends was Screw's grandfather,
Yeah, he's a great
old
guy.
Vic, right?
Yep.
And I've told this story before, so I'll breeze through it.
Okay.
I show up to see Screw one day. Now I'm cool with Vic already at this point, you know, just from seeing him and stopping by the shop and
Brings
stuff
in
like
for
that.
a drink, this one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I show up to see Screw, right? And I just peek. Screw's in his office, right? Making beats, whatever, listening to rap, listening to beats, whatever he's doing. And I peek my head around the corner into Vic's room, and I'm like, oh, yo, Vic, what's up, man? How you doing? He was like, all right. He was like, come here. All right. He was like, why don't you have a drink with me? Now, this was like, I think he didn't last maybe, 6 more months after that or whatever. He had stopped working. He was getting sick. So I'm like, who am I to deny an old man who wants to sit down and have a chat with me?
Yeah,
He reaches into his nightstand, pulls out the Chivas Regal,
of course.
pours us a drink. We sat there for a good 2 hours before Screw rolls in to come. Like, Screw rolled in just to check on him. He's like, yo, Cove, how long?
Yeah.
What are you doing here? I'm like, I've been here for 2 hours. I'm lit, cuz. Me and Vic are lit.
No, it's always good, especially because the expiration date happens. You know what I mean? For
Yeah.
all of us. So,
Yeah.
Was that the culmination of your story with the Portuguese man?
Yeah.
All right. So today I'm sweeping a chimney. I'm inspecting this guy's chimney. Guy's 86, 88 years old. He was he has a very heavy accent. Couldn't decipher exactly what it was, but I'm looking at steins on the wall and all different kinds of like Hummel type things.
So
and
you're
whatever.
thinking German.
Thinking German, right? So he
Germanic tribes people.
He goes into a little bit of a discussion where he's talking about how forget exactly what it was, but he was saying he was talking about different countries and stuff like that, and if I've been to different countries and all this different stuff. I was like, no.
You're like, I haven't left the Northeast yet.
Nah, I said, well, I've left the Northeast.
Sometimes I go to Jersey.
No, I've been around in the United States, but not as much as I'd like to, and obviously I'd much like to, it'd be great to be out of in the world. Anyway, so he talks about how he was in an Austrian refugee camp as a child outside of World War II.
Yeah.
Briefly just goes through this, and then he talks about how he played soccer for the Army, and that the Army soccer team traveled to Africa and went all over here and all this stuff like that.
The Hungarian?
I'm not exactly...
Army?
No, our Army.
Okay.
So
okay.
he ended up coming here with his parents. I don't know exactly when. I'm sure he briefly discussed this, but he ended up coming over here, was talking about how great America was and how, amazing it was. And, he was shitting on like new immigrants.
Yeah.
Like he was going on about how, there was plans set up for them then, but nobody knew and there was no way to direct those people into doing stuff. So, it was like he talked about how he came into South Philly with $250 and 9 kids. And
you were in South Philly today?
No. That's where they moved to.
All right.
So he came over on the boat or whatever, and they moved to South Philly or Alany or whatever the case was. 9 kids, 1 dad.
3 baby moms.
He was the oldest. He was 13 years old at the time when they moved over or whatever the case was. Bunch of babies and all this stuff. And just had a quick discussion with... I was running a little ahead of schedule, so I was able to give him a little bit of time.
For him, yeah.
And obviously you're going to make that kind of time for someone like that, especially someone who served, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And fucking has a story like that.
Yeah.
But we got into it a little bit when we were talking. Not into it, but we just... divulging or whatever, getting into a conversation where he starts talking or whatever, and he mentions, he was like, maybe I should write a book. And I was like, you should. I was like, you should just sit down with a fucking tape recorder or a smartphone or an anything and tell those stories. I was like, because I'm not your blood, but if I was, I'd be incredibly interested. And
Can we get him on the show?
Interested. I thought about that. I thought about, because I have his number, I have his information. He also really liked me. Like, we clicked a little bit, you know what I mean? And on the way out, I was talking, just this guy who was in Vietnam, you know what I mean, was a refugee in Austria and all this shit. Like, his life is just incredible. And you're talking about that, about sitting down with Vic or whatever like that, and I got the chance to meet him a couple times. Obviously I never sat and drank Chivas Regal with him for fucking 2 hours or anything like that, but I was there with Screw when he was shutting down the store and everything like that, and it was like a sad, you know what I mean, like you could tell he's just getting older and all this stuff, and I have a disconnect with some of my older family, but it's like it would be nice to have like documentation of this shit, you know what I mean, for family, but also just in general, because it's like when an old person dies, it's like burning like this major book, you know what I mean? And then it's just gone. And then you're not getting that back, or you're not getting that story. It goes back to a few weeks ago when we were talking about, being able to talk to a relative from the past or a relative from the future or something like that, and me being like, oh yeah, future. But you get a ton of gems, you know what I mean? Old dudes, man, especially, are just filled with like the greatest shit ever, and they went through them tough times, and they have that. As we're talking about Joe Biden fucking shitting his pants at the Vatican or whatever the case may be, Republican rumors, I don't care, but some old dude like that. I don't have a lot of respect for Joe Biden, but Joe Biden, I've heard of great things, right, that he's done. He fucking Jack Sevwan, dad died in a coal mining incident, right?
Yeah.
There was a big explosion. The fucking walls caved in. A lot of people had injuries, but only 1 man died.
Yeah.
Joe Biden raised like millions of dollars for their family. You know what I mean? And it's like, as much as it sucks to lose your father or your husband or your relative or anything like that, for someone to go about and do stuff like that, it's just like these old dudes that have gone through it and lived this shit, is just like, it's just like an incredible thing. You know what I mean? Like, regardless of political beliefs or what the fuck you did, or I don't give a fuck if the guy was a Nazi soldier. You know what I mean?
He had a story.
You know what I mean?
It's still an interesting story.
And his path was his path, and it kind of gives you like a little bit of like, you reach these different parts in your life, and you get to them, and you either go this way, you go that way, or whatever the case may be, and you get to see that retrospectively in an old guy. You know what I mean? And like, here's where I got to, and here's where it went, and here's what fell into place for me, and here's what was rough, and here's what was difficult, and here's what, you know what I mean? This is why this fucking magical thing came back into my hands. You know what I mean?
It validates your own journey, kind of,
Yeah.
right? Because when you talk to a guy who's 90 years old and has a story, and he's saying, like, let's take Vic, because we all know him, right? And he's telling me, yeah, like he told me hundreds of times, he would say, in business, you just be honest all the way through. Like, always just be fully honest, and everything else falls into place. So from the time that business started, I'm like, well, this guy seems to have done all right for himself in the business world. Like, I'll run with that, right? But he's also told me, like, yeah, my first account I just stumbled into. Like, I just had a little tailor shop, and then all of a sudden, I don't remember, I want to say it was Wanamaker's or Sears and Roebuck, or somebody winds up touching base with him and saying, hey, we need a suit done, which led to him getting that whole account, at 37 years old, and he, like, popped. So then I look at it, and I'm like, oh, he jumped off at 37. At the time, I'm 31. I'm like, all right, so this isn't all that is. There's more things ahead of us, because I think also as younger men, you kind of think like, you got to do, if it doesn't happen now, it's not going to happen.
Right.
Yeah, you're always pitched that, like, you got to get it done by now, otherwise you're never going to get it done. But when you talk to old people, that never seems to be the case.
Yeah, things happen when they're supposed to. One thing that he said to you that you just said in your story that jumped out to me, right, was that he was saying how, as an immigrant, right, an old school immigrant, he was saying how great America is, right?
Right.
And I've never heard any immigrant say anything otherwise, right?
Right.
The American hate is a self-loathing American hate.
A lot of, here you go.
Yeah, yep.
Go ahead.
We'll give you your shot.
It's the idea that it's hate because you want to correct things and make things better seems weird to me. Like, there are people who hate the country. I'm not saying that there's not. But in general, most people are of the mindset of, this isn't operating the way it's supposed to. We should fix it. I don't think that that's hatred for the country. I think that's a desire to improve the country even more than it already is. I think you can say we're great, but we could be greater without that being a hatred statement.
Yeah, you
think it's
you
a
can
lot of
say
ego
that.
too. I think with
There's always
America
ego,
is a lot of ego, because we're like superpower. You know what I mean?
We're taught from babies. We're taught American superiority.
Yeah.
But and then you get older, you talk to old people from other
until
countries.
China.
Yeah.
Now we're behind China in like seven leading industries or something
if Payday
like
gets
that.
his wish, we'll be communist in no time, and we'll be taking that over. You know what I mean?
No, we'll be China.
Yeah.
Sure,
we are China. Yeah.
We have like right now, like, for example, so that's a good example, right? We're way behind the world in education. So as a person who loves America, can't I say we're way behind in education? We need to figure this out and get smarter. And that doesn't mean I hate the country.
No.
That means I want us to improve our
Hey,
position.
I feel as though you're getting a little bit defensive right now.
I'm not.
No, but we never. I never mentioned you anywhere in the sentence of people saying they hate the country.
No, I get it.
We're talking like like the super liberals, like you're mid super liberal.
You're mid-roll.
You mid-roll.
You're mid-roll.
Yeah, you haven't really made it quite to AOC status yet. You know?
Yeah.
And I think that there's that.
Your hat has a P on it, but it doesn't stand for pussy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We get it.
I also think that you're a man of a certain age, 50 plus,
Sure.
where you're not going to. I think a lot of this self-loathing and the American hate comes from the generation that's probably too young to even be having that.
Okay.
To understand what them saying, oh, America's fucked up and we're such a shitty country because of X, Y, and Z, without counterbalancing it with, like, we did some foul shit.
They don't have the nuance.
Yeah, exactly. Okay. Because listen, I think the reality is that every what's the word I'm looking for? Not superpower. Every, like, the Romans, the Greeks,
the empires. Every
empire was founded upon, you got to crack a couple eggs in order to make an omelet, right?
Of course.
And am I saying that America did everything right? No, but because we are what we are, I'm willing to turn a blind eye to the things that they did wrong.
Right.
Well, why not both? Why not say, okay?
Because we can't fix the past, so why are we going to... What are we going to...
Learn from it.
You can learn from it and improve on what was happening then and make it so that it doesn't happen again.
Yeah, but I think that we do to a degree.
We do. We work on it.
I think we absolutely do.
Yeah. No one's saying we don't. It's
We're going to continue to make mistakes, you know what I mean? And everyone is.
Yeah, of course. There's just things I personally feel like we should make significant strides to improve in.
Like education.
Like
what else?
That would be domino effect to making everything else kind of better.
But
no, 100%.
But don't you think that there's like, so you're like, so you say we should make strides in education, right?
Yeah.
And now if I say we should make strides in education,
right,
and we have different ideas of our strides in education.
Oh, we're still on the same page.
Okay.
We might have a different end goal or a different way to achieve it, but we can both agree we're woefully behind and need to catch up somehow.
Yeah,
that's good.
I agree.
I'm fine.
All right.
Where are we ranked in education?
We're like, hold on.
And like the major countries are probably pretty low. In like, you know, like we're probably like kicking fucking Ecuador's ass. You know what I mean? But we're not like, I think like after like European countries, Scandinavian countries, Asian countries.
Yeah.
We're probably like lower end, you know.
It's quite possible.
I'm working on it.
But also, education didn't do much for me.
Yeah, but that's kind of, I think that's because we're American. I think that's kind of part of it. I think that we're into that thing. And it's also like, America's kind of founded on like this, the same thing with this old immigrant guy. It's like his dad came here with $250 and 9 fucking kids. Like if he didn't put in that hard work and bust his ass and break his fucking back into this country, he wasn't going to fucking make it.
Yeah.
So that breeds the same mentality that you have, that I have, that people have, where it's like, all right, cool, we're dudes. You know what I mean?
We're playing the hand we're dealt.
Yeah, we're slaves to the dollar until we're dead, and we're going to try to supply and provide for our family and fucking do what we have to do. Nobody wants to hear us bitch and complain and moan. You know what I mean?
Nah.
And I think that comes from probably that same. I mean, we are all immigrants to an extent. You know what I mean?
And
or
somewhere along the line.
Yeah. None of us are Native American standing here. You know what I mean?
No.
I think that there's a distraction from things that maybe could exist. Like I think that there's like a. What's going on? Why am I hearing?
Who's got?
I hate it.
Is that you?
No.
I don't know what's going on, dude, but it's killing me.
It's not in my headphones, though, so that's
no,
weird.
it sounded like it was out. I thought it was Steph in the hallway or something like that, but I think that there's like a detriment to us as far as like it being that way, because I think that there's like a detriment to the life that we could probably live, you know what I mean, without it being like taxes, you know what I mean? But I don't know if that's going to be us. I'll kill everybody.
I mean, that's a reasonable response.
It's got to be the computer? Is a window open in the backside of the computer?
No, I got 2 things open and they're both muted, and I can see that they're muted.
I don't know, man.
Because if it was the computer, it would come through the headphones.
Welcome to the gig. You're late for work.
Soundboard works.
That's good.
Sure does. So, build on this a little bit more without taxes. You think that
I'm saying that I think that like there's something to be said for a life worth living that doesn't involve slaving your life away. You know what I mean?
Listen, it's funny you say that because I seen a post the other day I've seen like a couple of different posts from a particular person, and they're all he's like posting memes that he finds that are kind of whiny.
Is someone we know?
Yeah,
I know?
Yeah.
Okay.
They're kind of whiny. And one of them was like we need to stop glorifying overworking, being away from your family and being tired and lacking your diet and nutrition and free time is not something to be glorified. And I'm like, yeah, that's true, but also providing for your family and doing something productive and earning a living and having a skill, that is something to be glorified. Or being tough enough to endure a fucking 60-hour work week of hard labor. Like, you don't have to glorify the actual working, but there's some glory in being tough enough to work that type of schedule and make it through, right?
Right.
And there's benefits to it.
Well, there's like a pride to it. There's like a
there's
like
the
a sense of accomplishment.
blue collar pride, right?
Yeah.
And it's like in the way that you look at it. Like, you're right. It's not anything to glorify. But also, if you're not getting your diet, nutrition, and sleep, then you're fucking up. Because I work hard, and my diet and nutrition and sleep is all on point. It's about what's your priority? How important is your diet and nutrition to you?
Right.
Make it work.
Yeah.
And so it's like this. This is the system that we're in. It would be great if it was different. If we lived in the Amazonian rainforest and we could go hunt a hog and then we have a meal for 2 weeks and we get to just chill with the family and like play games together and like hang out and enjoy the rainforest and shit. Like that would be a beautiful thing.
Die from salmonella poisoning.
Yeah, but that's just not the system that we live in. And so to me, right, you play the card you're dealt. I didn't like being locked up, but I didn't cry about it. I didn't complain about it because this is the cards I'm dealt. You got to make the best out of every situation, and I feel like the complaining
But you do.
I do what?
You do complain about it. We talk a lot about how broken the system is and how the DAs don't do anything right and how the prosecutors are shitty too. So you do complain about it because
No, you're mistaking complaining for a discussion.
Well, but you're saying if the system
Complaining would be like, it's I should have never been locked up, and that's why.
Well, hold on.
Like that's why every time that I sit in a restaurant, I have to have my back because I have PTSD because I was locked up for so long, and I was unjustly locked up for, you know what I mean? Like it's
so you're talking about whining.
Yeah, like
complaining. Yes, complaining.
Complaining and whining aren't the same thing. Whining is what you just did. Complaining is.
Do we got to go to the thesaurus to tell you that whining and complaining are synonyms?
Knock yourself out. Because complaining would be, hey, the system didn't work for me and it put me in a position I didn't belong in, but I survived it. Whining would be, the system put me in a place where I didn't belong and now my whole life is shitty and there's nothing I can ever do about it and that's it and I'm done. So the thing you said about, I got PTSD, yeah, that's whining. But you complain, and rightfully so, that you should have never been locked up in the first place because that's not how the system should have operated. And you're correct.
Protest, grumble, moan, whine, bleat, carp, cavil.
So you see no difference between whining and complaining.
I don't.
So I come to you.
I'm okay with you saying that, but
right.
You're
no, whining is
you're trying to pull apart a raspberry.
Whining is a very specific thing. I come to you on the job site and I say, Sean, I know you've been working hard, but I don't like the way that this came out. I'm complaining about it. I come to you and I say,
I think you're addressing it.
I fucking knew that you were going to do this. You're the worst. I can't believe I'm never going to get this
so
fixed again.
all right,
That's whining.
All right, so everything I said,
right?
Then just switch where I said complaining for whining.
Okay,
still stands.
Fair.
You know what I mean?
Then I agree with you.
And because you decided to pick apart one word, I lost my entire point. I don't even know what I was talking about. Can you back me up here? Get me back on track.
You were talking about your bootstraps.
Yeah,
you were talking about any situation is survivable if you just buck up and do it.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think that, to me, whining and complaining are synonymous because, to me, it is victimization. It's like whatever.
So you can't disagree with or complain about anything without it immediately being victimization?
No, we're talking about if you don't, listen, you're trying to discredit the discussion by picking words and switching words.
No, I'm not. I'm saying I'm saying there's room for complaining. There's room for saying this isn't the way it should be. There's not room for whining. I'm actually on your page, but you gotta separate them because complaints are valid usually. Whining is never fucking valid. Complaints can be valid. This food was not good is a complaint. Can I please get a refund because this sucked and it normally doesn't suck? Is a valid complaint.
But why
I'm
did
never
Webster,
going to eat here again.
Listen,
this is the worst. Is fucking whining.
Why did Webster put them in this thesaurus together?
Synonyms
are the same.
Are similar meanings. Not always the same meaning. Similar meanings. And complaining and whining are similar, but they're not the same. No, you've never complained about anything. We've never complained about the tip jars at White Glove.
All right, you took the wind out of the whole conversation by picking apart one word.
Sorry for trying to make it accurate.
Let's get on to what else do you got on your list?
I wanted to pull this up. My phone's being a big homosexual.
Is it playing back our Facebook and that's what we're hearing?
No, it's not. I really wanted to dead that as soon as humanly possible, which it seems like it did, which is cool.
Okay.
I'm looking for this one article that I read, and I wanted to touch on it last week or two or whatever, but Philadelphia to become the first big city in the U.S. to ban minor traffic stops.
Yeah.
Which I think is a really cool thing.
Yeah.
I'm like big on that.
Yeah.
Because it seems like anytime that's ever, it always seems like it's.
It can be abused.
What's the word that I'm looking for where they're pinpointing, they're checking
Targeting?
the Arab guy? Yeah.
Whatchamacallit?
Profiling.
Profiling.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
it always seems that way to me. You know what I mean? I also seem like I've been Johnny on the spots in my car. I got a higher tendency to get pulled over by the cops because
Right.
I'm sitting with a black guy with brightly colored
they,
clothes on.
they love a white dude and a black dude.
Oh,
together.
especially in the
Yeah.
hood.
Oh.
Yeah. Oh, it's beautiful.
So even if you take all of those sort of really nefarious components out of it, the fucking cop blocking traffic for a guy who's got a taillight that's out is
Yeah.
the fucking worst.
Yeah.
If you're 5 o'clock in the afternoon and you're pulling somebody over right in the middle of the fucking road and jamming everybody up for a $50 ticket and a light bulb, you're really a dickhead.
And also in Philadelphia, where there's bigger fish to fry,
Sure.
it seems like now can a faulty registration lead to finding a fucking wanted murderer? I'm sure.
Probably not, but maybe.
But it's
Yeah.
a possibility.
Yeah, sure.
But
The
there's
percentages
also
are slim on it, but yeah,
but
it
the
can
amount
happen.
of time that you're spending on a traffic stop,
Right.
you could probably be doing something a
Absolutely.
lot more worthy.
Yeah.
You know what I
So-
mean?
Let me play the flip side of this, right?
Okay.
Because I think that, I think in Philadelphia, from what I've noticed, they are less likely to even pull a minor traffic stop on you as well. So I don't think that this is, in theory, it's phenomenal, but I don't really think it's that huge of a jump. And this is just from experience. I don't have the numbers. I really don't know. But I feel like cops in Philly are less likely to pull you over for a ticket, for rolling through a stop sign, for a
agree.
bad taillight, because for the most part, they realize, like, we got bigger shit going on. Like, I'm not going to shut down, and most of Philadelphia is little one-way blocks. So, one-lane blocks. So, one way, one lane, blocks.
Got it.
One lane, one way, blocks that are one lane and one way.
Yeah.
And so, therefore, if you're trying to pull somebody over on one of these little back blocks in a neighborhood in South Philly, now you shut down the whole street and you got traffic backed up 20 blocks because you're trying to write a dude a $35 ticket for a seatbelt. And I think that I believe that they understand that you're doing shit like that. It's just raising the dislike of the police.
So to your point, I look for the numbers.
It probably was Steph, now that I hear her talking over there.
So the reason they went and did some investigation to decide how they were going to handle this, and what they found was between October 2018 and September 2019, there was 309,000 of these type of traffic stops.
Okay.
And 72% of the time, it was a black driver.
Right.
So both of those numbers,
Not shocking.
Both of those numbers are shitty.
And also, it also says that less than 1% did they find drugs and illegal weapons in
Right.
the car.
Right.
It's not look, it's not every time, but for the most part, if you're willfully carrying drugs and illegal weapons, you're usually doing your best to make
You're
sure
trying to
everything else
drive
is in
straight.
order.
Yeah.
But what classifies a secondary violation? You know what I mean? Like what
Tail light out,
stuff like that. But
yeah.
like bad. So it's like.
like non-specific traffic violations.
But then what comes with training these cops that are naturally profiling? You know what I mean? Because you know, I'm not saying that all cops are profiling, but
No.
I do know the type.
It happens,
So
though.
that's a whole
reality.
That's a
Right.
whole separate thing that is going to be very difficult to figure out, because they've shown, like, there was a whole thing in New York. There was this guy who developed a computer system, and it was like predictive. And what it would do is it would accumulate all of the crime data for a particular window of time, and then say, here's where the most likely crime is to be committed over the next week. So they would readjust the forces, and this computer was generally right.
Right.
But then you get it and you skew it, and all of a sudden it's, the cops are just always in XYZ neighborhood, and it seems like it's really because they're just pieces of shit, and maybe they are. So it's going to be really difficult to completely remove that from the system.
But if I'm going 20 miles over the speed limit, I'm going to
You
get
should get pulled over.
Right,
Absolutely, you should get
Because
pulled
I'm
over.
putting people in danger, so it's a
absolutely.
top
And
tier.
and to me, like, if you drive past the cop once with a headlight out, whatever. If you drive through the same town and the cop keeps seeing you with the headlight out, he should pull you over and go, hey,
Right.
your fucking headlight's out. Take care of it.
Yeah.
But also, that shouldn't be a domino to go, your headlight's out. You're probably high. I'm going to search your car.
Right,
you know what I
right,
mean?
right.
Like, So the only way to cut that off is just to fucking cut it off. I think they said that, like, if a cop sees it, like the headlight thing, they can mail you a summons.
Yeah, which makes way more sense.
Which makes
they have
way
all
more
these
sense.
Yeah, but
frickin'
I
scanners.
would say I think that more than mail you a summons, I'd rather have them
Mail you a light bulb?
pull you over and just say, "Hey, man, you know your light's out." Because
Yeah, but then we're going back to the same thing where they're in your shit now. Now
Right.
they're all up in your shit, and they're taking away the time that they could be doing
but
other shit.
you don't think getting a summons to court is taking your time? Do you want to take their time away or your time
No,
away?
because on most summonses, especially at that level, you can just check off,
You can
yeah,
pay
you
it.
guys are right, and
Yeah.
send in the money, and you're done.
That's
and fix
true.
it.
But then you got to pay them.
Well, you do have to pay them.
I just don't think that you
but
should be
all-
getting a ticket for having a headlight out. I think that it should be a friendly, hey, bucko.
It should
now,
be.
like you're saying,
Especially the
again and again and
duration.
again and again.
Yeah.
But even if he sees you 6 times with a light out, you might not have fucking known. I have a light out right now, and I didn't know until somebody told me. Like I don't know how long it was out for.
Yeah.
I think that more than anything that this is like a not, I don't want to say publicity stunt, right? Because I don't think it's like I don't think that's the right word. But it's like
Placating?
Yeah, I
Kinda.
think it is.
Yeah, yeah.
It's like a placating
It's like,
George
hey-
Floyd
They're
thing.
pandering.
Yeah,
it's like
yeah.
a George Floyd. It's like a
like,
yeah.
hey, we're gonna try and lighten up. You know,
yeah.
we're gonna take it easy. Show us a little love here.
Yeah, but I feel like Philly cops in general, and it depends on the neighborhood, it depends on the cops and everything, but it seems like Philly cops are not, they're not but maybe because I'm a white man, I don't know. But like, it seems like they're not ball busters. Like, I'm never, in Jersey is a different story. Where I'm like, I get into Jersey and people are like, dude, put your seatbelt on. Like, we're in Jersey. Like, put your seatbelt on. That's
Right.
always been a thing my whole entire life. Now, I don't fucking live like that. I don't like a seatbelt on. So I just don't do it, right?
Right.
But,
That's safe.
well, I don't care. If I'm going to crash, I should die because I don't want to pay that bill anyway. So,
That's what your insurance is for.
yeah.
He don't live like that either.
No, I live like that. I gotta fucking still paying off this 2011 Volvo. But so
Let me give you my experience as far as racial profiling, right? Now, I have been junked out for certain periods of my life, right?
Right.
So, if you're a white dude in North Camden, anywhere in Camden, or out in the Badlands or up in fucking Germantown on certain blocks, right? You can be profiled, and
Yeah.
rightfully so most of the time
be
in that
white, too.
situation.
Right.
Be white and
No,
be
yeah,
profiled
I
for
agree.
being there, right?
I agree. There's a different. You can be profiled the
Justly.
same way that a black male is profiled and be a white male by looking a certain way in a certain
Yeah,
part of
in a
town.
certain neighborhood.
Right.
But what I say that because I think, like, I stopped running around Camden because the cops were such a hassle to deal with. Like, they were all over you.
But
And in North Philly, I've been plucked maybe twice in North Philly. And once I just got caught up in a sting. I've gotten caught up in a block getting raided and just walked away. And they kind of were probably like, he's just a user. Like, whatever, let him fucking slide off. It's nothing.
Right.
Because I think, like you're saying, the Philly cops aren't busting balls the same way that Jersey cops are. I
No,
think that's a real
Jersey-
thing.
Yeah. Jersey is like there's troopers. They're fucking enforcing the fucking the speed limit all crazy. You know what I mean? Like
the Stadies are they fulfill the stereotype of the former high school wrestler who just has to be the bully all the time now.
Yeah.
They mostly completely fall into that.
And I get really lost in that too because I'm used to being over there where I drive how I want to drive and no one really busts my balls. I've not really had any problems for how reckless I can be at times behind the wheel, and I'm just being honest.
Yeah.
That I've never really encountered it. And honestly, in white privilege, whatever, I've been pulled over a shitload of times and been able to weasel myself out of it. Like, oh, I couldn't fucking turn over the median? Like, I didn't know. I thought I could just I got a truck, you know what I mean? Like, I had to make the
it
left.
goes there, yeah.
Yeah, and gotten away with it. Like, I used to, like, girls that I dated and stuff would be, like, sitting there like, how in the fuck did you get out of that? You know what I mean? Like, I would just
Player
get
shit,
out of it.
babe.
I don't know. I guess. I
Player
don't know.
shit, boo.
Whether I was playing stupid or I was just being honest and whatever. Like, those are two different things. But the fucking... well, sometimes they're not.
Sure.
But yeah, so I don't know. But I feel like Philly in general is like they don't really give a fuck. Like nobody really gives a fuck.
No, they got fucking 400 murders to contest.
Right.
Yeah.
I would assume that the population and the layout is probably a factor in that.
Yeah, and
You know what
also
I mean?
Jersey's different too,
Yeah.
because Jersey has so many major roadways. Like
Right.
Jersey's filled with like mini highways.
Yeah.
Like everywhere you go is fucking 3 lanes, and people are going 50 miles an hour. Like everywhere.
Right.
And I guess it's because it's just such a densely populated state as opposed to a densely populated city.
Right.
You know. But I also noticed that out in the burbs up there too, where it's like the cops really don't give a shit. Like they really don't care. And up in the burbs, they don't have bigger fish to fry. There's nothing going on up
Right.
there. They're just hanging
'Cause
out.
it's
They
all
just
white people.
would rather not. You know what I mean? Unless
Yeah,
they're
they
doing
got
a
they got an
seatbelt
opiate
detail.
problem.
Well, yeah, but I'm saying, and I guess that's it. It's like
That's about
because
it, though, yeah,
I used to
correct.
work with a cop that he worked at the same company I work at now, but he was a part-time. He's a sergeant, and he worked in Southampton, and he would work with us from time to time, just to like I don't even know why, but he was a cool dude, Officer Rick. I see him, I wave at him. He drives the only truck in Southampton. Extremely necessary.
I felt so.
So, but he always talked about how it's all just drug calls and domestic violence, and that's all he deals with. So, if all these cops are just assuming that that's what's going to happen, then that's all they're like. That's what they're geared to look
right.
for. That's
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
You know, and they'll be like, he used to text me back in the day. He would be like, "Yo, watch out on Street Road." You know what I mean? They're on seatbelt
We're gunning
detail.
for 'em.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Or they're on seatbelt detail, or they're doing speed traps, or whatever the case. I wish he still had my number, and I wish he still let me know these things.
Which what it really then comes down to is that's their income. That's an income
Yeah,
for a
yeah.
township. So the cops take away this role of protect and serve and get into a role of debt collectors.
Careful, dude.
Creating,
You might be complaining right now.
I'm discussing. They're creating debt to be collected
I agree.
by elsewhere. So like the reform needs to come from somewhere way higher than it'll ever come from, and there's too many levels of reform for it to
You
happen.
need that Ron Paul, dude. You need that if you ain't hurting nobody, fucking go on with it. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Or if you're not in the danger of hurting somebody, if you're not going 20 miles over the speed limit,
De
if you just
Blasio
got a
for
blinker
president.
out, that's what I'm saying. I don't know about that, but you know.
Who's de Blasio? Is he the Florida guy?
No, he's New York.
Yeah,
Who's
he's
the
New
Florida
York
guy?
DeSantis.
DeSantis for president.
Yeah, I don't know about any of that.
Let's
dude.
turn this whole joint into Florida.
I
We all
don't
grow
know.
out our fucking dreads, get
I'm
some
not
gold
with it.
teeth, dog.
I don't really think I fuck with Florida. I think Florida to me is a lot like California, is a lot like New York. It's just on a different side of the spectrum, and it's icky to me. Like it's icky.
Oh yeah, for sure.
It's just like.
But you
yuck.
don't like wild degenerate?
No, I do, but I think I
I'm
would
into
like
that.
it inland a little bit.
I like Wild Degenerate on the other side.
Oh,
of the
so you're
bridge.
like a Cleveland guy.
Yeah, maybe not Cleveland. I don't think, but like I think I haven't spent a ton of time in Middle America, but I think like Middle America gets it a little bit more.
All right, so where are you going to move? You can move anywhere tomorrow, and your whole life goes
Texas.
with you. So you have a job, you got your
moving to
daughter, you got a
Texas.
house. Why?
Because I just feel like what I hear about Texas is that it's what people think America is.
Yeah.
So I think that you get away with a lot of things up there. Honestly, I know Payday hates this, but Rogan sold me a lot on Texas.
Yeah.
And listening to when he moved there and what he was talking about. And then I started looking into like different things. And it's just like you're just a human being allowed to do things. And like it's like same thing. It's like as long as you're not hurting anybody, you're good to go, bud. Like you want to fucking wave that flag, go wave it. You know what I mean? I'm not talking Confederate flag. I'm saying metaphorical flags that you might be waving. If you want to fucking have a
Rainbow
zoo
flags,
on your
whatever-
house,
whatever
whatever
kind of
flag,
flag
bud.
you
Nobody
like, yeah.
cares. It's getting blue over there. I don't care the side. I classify as an independent. I don't like this side or that side. I like some things over here and some things over there. Whatever rings true to me and makes sense, that's what I like. You know what I mean? The problem is the separation.
I'm the thorough party.
Yeah, I hear you. So, but I think Texas, and I don't necessarily love the heat or anything like that, but the
I
way
do.
that that's set up is like I feel like I would be able to do things that I might want to do. Getting land, doing something with the land, not worried about crazy zoning laws, not worried about shit like that. Buying a tiger if I wanted to. Not that I would, but like if I wanted to. You know what I mean? I
But
wouldn't
if the
have to.
option's there,
Well, I wouldn't have to jump through leaps and bounds like you would have to do in Pennsylvania, or you would have to do in Jersey, or you would have to
Yeah.
do in New York, or any of those.
yeah, you
know?
can get a ratchet pretty easy.
Yeah, all the things. Well, you can get it pretty easy here too, or in PA you can
PA,
anyway.
yeah,
You
not
just
in Jersey.
fucking no. Jersey's crazy. You can't even just like have a gun in Jersey. You can't even have a gun in PA and cross the bridge. You got to like duck it out somewhere.
Yeah,
You
I'm
gotta-
going to probably wire some money down south to one of the gun shows.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, PA, I was just talking to a guy the other day at the vape shop that was just like, yeah, I just fucking showed up. I filled out some paperwork. They gave me something back. I filled out some more paperwork, and then they gave me my fucking license to carry. And I fucking bought a gun, and I walked out of there in an hour.
My homie, who's an ex-convict, even though he did get his record expunged, owns an AK, an AR, a 40, a 45,
Yeah.
a Glock, and a 12-gauge tactical shotgun.
Yeah.
With no questions asked. And he can throw them in the back of his car. He could wear one on his hip over in PA. No problems.
Yeah.
I like that idea.
No, I like it too. Well, PA does have, that's the cool thing about PA. When I was looking at buying land in the beginning of COVID, and I really wanted to do it, and I probably should have done it, I was like, you know, there was tons of plots in Jersey, and it's just like, yeah, but Jersey kind of sucks for that. You know what I mean? Like, if you're going to have that land, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I want to have, if I'm going to have that land, I want guns. What's the point of, you know what I mean? Like, it just, it goes hand in hand.
I stumbled across a story out of England, right? There's a slope style mountain bike rider named Sam Pilgrim.
Okay.
And he's kind of popping on YouTube. He's got like 1 million followers, I think, or something. And he goes, you know, he rides contests around the world. He's sponsored by, you know, a couple of brands. I think Fox Racing and
Right.
Monster and like some big names. So
Gotcha.
he's doing it. This guy bought a plot of land in England somewhere and built dirt jumps on it.
Right.
And had to, and I don't know the whole details of the story, but because of some zoning law, they came and knocked on his door and said, hey, you can't have these in your backyard, even though they weren't anywhere near someone else's property, and they like backed up to a highway, so it wasn't like a nuisance to anybody. And there's this big plot of land, and for whatever reason, he had to knock them down. Same kind of thing that you could see happening in Jersey.
Yeah.
You know?
Or in a lot of places, aside from places like the South or rural areas in the Mid-South or the Middle Americas, you know what I mean, where people don't care as much. I feel like these coastal Northeastern and these coastal Western states, like, they care a lot about that shit. It's high property tax. It's high everything the fuck else.
Yeah.
And, you know, they're trying to, you know, placate to everybody that lives there, and not, you know, you can't build that tall. You can't do that there. You know, that's like when I was looking in PA for land, I was looking in a lot of places in Wayne County because there was places that had no zoning laws.
Yeah.
You want to go build
That's the kind of thing you want.
You want to go build a 50 by 500 square foot fucking pad? Okay, we'll just make sure that the pad's done right, and that's it. You know what I mean? You don't got to call the township or anything like that. You got the fucking land. Go build what you want to do. Just make sure it's okay and safe, you know, and that's it. You don't got to check with the township. You don't need fucking an inspector and all this other dumb shit. You just need what's in coordinates to
Accordance.
the fucking accordions to the plans.
He's
You know
a
what I mean?
freestyle guy.
Yeah.
He's in that chair that
I'm
makes
doing-
you fuck up words.
I got you.
I was doing the Cove thing. I don't know.
Yeah.
Accordions to the plan, dude.
How about you, P? Where would you live? You could pick up and move your life anywhere, and it all comes with you.
In the States? In the States, I would probably go to
You
like
could go elsewhere if
I
you
would
want.
probably go to like the Upper Peninsula of Michigan.
Yeah.
Be quiet, be isolated, be good weather, but still not too far from
I
the
don't
big
know that
city.
I would
if
call that
wanna,
good weather, but to each his own.
Yeah, that's fine. If you tell me that the high is ever going to be 75 and I never have to fucking deal with the summer heat, I'm good. But
Fair enough.
But I'm still close enough, like I can still hit Ann Arbor and Detroit when I want to go to the city. But then I'm
I'm
just
not sure
off
what you would want to go to Detroit.
Well,
I don't know what
I
Detroit
don't know.
has going on.
sneakers probably.
Maybe
Probably
a-
can't get good sneakers up in the Upper Peninsula.
You buy some fucking land for $1.50 an acre.
Yeah, I could buy a couple houses for a 20 spot.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah, I don't know. I guess like there's other places probably in the like southern regions that I would probably like, but I don't know. And I don't honestly know. I could live in Texas for a week or go visit. You know what I mean? I've never been.
Yeah.
So like I could go there for a week and be like, oh, this is absolutely awful.
I think you absolutely should go for a week.
Yeah, I
then.
think I will. I was just talking to a buddy of mine that was talking about going on a him-cation, and it made me think about you and your you-cations, and I was thinking about a me-cation.
Texas is a lot like California in that there are very specific differences depending on where you are. So you just need to make sure you're in the right part of Texas for what you want to experience, because whatever it is you want to experience is somewhere in Texas. Like whether you want to be like strict zoning laws and everything is to code. No, there's places
Yeah.
in Texas that are like that, and then there's places that are just the Wild West.
Yeah.
So you just have to pick your spots, and then you're going to get what you want.
Yeah, I'd want to be a couple hours out of what's going on.
Right.
You know what I mean? So if I wanted to go take a trip, like that's like I like that about like my child's mother lives in Jim Thorpe. Like there's outside. She lives in Albrightsville, but it's fucking 20 minutes from Jim Thorpe.
Mm-hmm.
So Jim Thorpe has a nice little town community, has a cool little vibe to it. And at the end of the day, she's 2 hours away from Philly. She's a couple hours away from New York. She's you know what I mean? It's all
You want to be like northwestish in Texas.
Yeah, I just
because
wanna-
you
I wanna
got
be
access to
secluded.
a couple different states. You're away from the big cities. Are all kind of southwest.
But I can still go to
southeast.
Houston. I can still go to Austin.
They're
I can
all
still,
there.
Whatever,
They're just more southeast.
Yeah. But if it's a 2-3 hour drive, I'm not really worried about that because
Right.
I'm not spending a ton of time, especially if I can work, if I can fucking support myself and my family wherever the fuck I'm located. That's another problem about being secluded is
Right.
you're an hour drive from wherever you're going to do the work.
Right.
Unless you work from home, which would be ideal. In that scenario, especially if you could buy the land, you could farm the land, you could fucking figure out a way to make the money off the land. That's the whole beginning of that COVID shit was like, who knows if we'll ever be able to do real life again? Like
Right.
the idea would be like, let's go fucking try to fucking make truffles or something, you know what I mean, or whatever. They're honeybees or I don't know, dude. Grow pot. Who gives a shit?
Won't you sting me, sting me, sting me?
Yeah,
I'm going New Orleans
yeah,
or Deep South Louisiana.
yeah.
They got culture of a different breed that's, different than regular American culture.
Pretty much anywhere else. Yeah.
Yeah. They've got history, some of it good, some not so good. They've got wonderful architecture, really kind of hip shit. And then if you're in the city, you have the city life stuff. You're not far, if you are in the city, you're not that far to go out into the swamps and, get your fill of nature and in that kind of aspect.
Right.
The weather seems to be, it never gets too cold. And then in the summer, it's thick-ass air.
Yeah, I'm not
Thick
good with
fucking
thick-ass
air
air.
that
That's
you
the
can
worst
mix
fucking
with a
sounding thing on the
spoon
planet.
Yeah.
and fucking
does
slurp it
sound-
off.
I love it when I
slurp
go
it off
outside and
of a
there's soup
ladle.
everywhere.
Yeah,
What the
yeah.
fuck?
I'd
I
rather
do.
a
I
good
do.
dry heat. I'd rather like a Vegas or a Texas or even like a Phoenix or maybe not Phoenix, but like I'd rather a good dry heat than a wet heat. Like I'd do 15, 20 minutes in the sauna and it feels great, but if I had to do fucking 5 more minutes, it would be a bad call.
I'm going to tell you what, if it's wet heat, right, here's the other thing. It's going to keep me in shape year-round.
Well, yeah.
Like right
You
now,
sweat everything out.
well, that too. But right now, because of societal norms, I have to walk around with a shirt on.
Right.
And because of that, I'm slacking on my nutrition, and I put on about 5 pounds. I'm getting kind of chubby, right?
Yeah.
If I was able to walk around shirtless year-round, 1, I would. 2, also, I would.
Have you
Right.
tried Camden?
Yeah, but it's cold, dog.
So it's not societal norms. It's that you can't manage the temperature.
It's a little bit of both.
Take your shirt off and hang it
Now,
on
you
your
know what?
nipple.
It's not societal norms because I don't wear a shirt.
So what
like, I try to never wear a shirt anywhere in the summer if I can get it off,
Right.
regardless of what society thinks
So
I
what
should
about
do.
we get you one of those clear ponchos?
I don't think it's going to work the
best
same.
of both worlds.
That would be a good look for you, dude. A
Clear
clear
poncho?
poncho,
Clear
might
poncho
be
and
the
some
move.
saggy state prop pants.
Yeah,
Yeah, man.
word.
You probably get a polo clear poncho.
You think?
Yeah,
checking.
my mom had a Calvin Klein one I used to wear, and I used to do like little dance routines in the
I
mirror.
had first down swooshies,
Yeah,
clear swooshies.
yeah, clear swooshies, dude. Remember
were-
the clear Air Force Ones people were wearing that were all fucking foggy with their goofy socks on?
Yeah,
Remember
I'm
that
not-
phase?
I don't
What
think-
was that
Terrible.
about? That was so
Terrible.
dumb.
I don't think I'm doing clear sneaks.
Nah, dude, what's the point?
I have a couple pairs that are mesh, so you can see the socks through them, and even that I'm a little iffy about.
Yeah, but at least you're not
Yeah.
condensating.
No.
That's
I don't
crazy.
put my feet in jellies.
That was such a weird thing that people were
That's
doing.
for the 5th grade girls.
You're only a step off with them Crocs. You ain't that
Nonsense.
far. You ain't
Dude,
that far
Crocs
from
are-
a jelly.
I'm completely vented. I'm good.
Yeah, no,
Crocs-
Crocs are
I got
great.
airflow. I got
Crocs
massage in
are
my
just
feet.
an opaque jelly.
No, Crocs are you can't talk about things you don't know about.
Crocs are opaque jellies.
I understand that you value things off of their aesthetics, so I understand why you don't like Crocs. But if you wore a pair,
I've tried a pair
but
briefly.
it's about having a pair.
They're comfy. I'm not gonna deny the comfort of a Croc. I tried one on once. It was comfortable.
Yeah, Skechers are comfy. You don't want to wear them. You know what I mean? I get it. I'm
Yeah.
not saying I don't get it. I'm saying that Crocs
I'll leave the
are,
jellies for young girls.
Crocs are a comfortable, versatile shoe to go take the trash out, go walk.
I don't know about. I don't feel like they're versatile.
They are though
because they're not durable.
They're very durable.
They're extremely
Are they?
durable.
Yeah,
Okay,
dude.
fair enough.
You could wear them anywhere at any time.
The-
I'm
the
pretty sure you
only-
could walk on lava with them.
The
Like
only
they're
pairs,
incredible.
Okay.
the only pairs I've gotten rid of are because I've completely blown out the soles from using them so much.
Okay, fair
Yeah.
enough.
No, yeah, Crocs are good, and they're all weather too. You know what I mean? You don't got a shoe on, you don't got a sock on underneath. You know what I mean? And you're just raw dogging life. You know, you get the fucking. It rains a little bit, no big. You might make a little fart noise when you're walking around, but it's not like a end of the world, thing.
You mean
Any
you
sneaker
have
could do that.
you put on a shoe with naked toes?
I came here naked toes with Crocs on
Ugh.
before. I did. I'm not a big naked toe guy, but the pants were
Ugh.
long enough that covered up my heel. You couldn't see any foot. You know what I mean?
Throw a little powder in there, you're fine.
I don't like
was
to do
good.
a naked toe with anything. I just don't like the feel of a naked toe.
Yeah, I saw some.
That's your body dysmorphia talking.
I like. I don't like. How I feel. And there's a lot of naked guys. Not naked guys,
what?
but at the gym there's like.
In the sauna with me, there's a lot of
Right,
naked
Yeah.
guys.
So
What
I've
gym is
gotten.
this again?
Oh yeah, LA. So there's. I've gotten more comfortable at the gym too. I wear it now. I'm in my underwear when I go into the sauna.
Yeah.
I've used. Yeah.
It's not too far off before
No.
you walk to the sauna with a towel and drop it at the door.
No, I'm not doing
And just
all
start
that.
talking loudly.
There's a lot of judgment at the gym. There's a lot of dudes looking at you all the time at
A lot
the gym.
of body watching.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
I don't feel that way, but I do feel I don't love how I look, right? But I am gotten more comfortable at that gym because I've been there so long. So I got into the pool. I go into the pool once or twice a week now. I go into this last week or 2 weeks or whatever. The hot tub is really great, man.
They got a
fucking
hot tub?
Oh, fuck yeah, dude. And it goes around. It has 9 jets on it.
Oh.
It starts with a light. So as you move down the seats, the third one on the one side, actually it's 8. The third jet on the one side is like a fucking machine gun, dude. And
Perfect
it's
for massaging your sphincter.
Incredible. No, I should.
Both
You
of
know
them.
what would be great though? Oh my God! If it was at my house, I just put my dick on it, and I just let it do the work. You know what I mean?
The fucking shower massager is for the water pick.
No, but I'm saying at the with the hot tub. You know?
Yeah, it's got the settings on it. It's the whole same thing. I
Oh.
think I've heard.
No, I don't know. That kind of shit gets me. That's right where I want it to be. I remember doing that when I was a kid in my grandpa's hot tub. You know what I mean? Just letting that jet do the work. You know what I'm saying? 9 years old, getting that little nut off. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, it is.
You remember
What's
the
up?
first time you got a actual nut off?
Yeah, I was jerking off. I remember the porn. I was watching Blurry Hot Net in my nana's bedroom with Regis and Kelly. I think it might have been Kelly at that point on the last button, right?
Right.
So I was sitting down.
Just in case
Yeah,
for
yeah,
the
you
boss
gotta have
button.
the last. Yeah, you gotta have the
Well, I
last
had
button
the
ready.
door had to be cracked
Yeah.
a little bit because I was young. I was
Right.
I was 9. I started
I got you.
masturbating at
Yeah,
9.
yeah.
So I remember jerking off and I would feel the release, right? But nothing would happen.
Right.
The first time it happened, I remember it was a girl. She was sitting. So the porn was so blurry that at this point I still thought the dick went in the butt. You know what I mean? Because it looks like your dick's going
You're
in
in
the
the
butt.
green and purple screens with
I
everything
don't really.
waving around.
Yeah, I
Old
remember
sprucer porn.
the top right corner. There was a lot going on. The rest of it was just lines.
The
and
only
waves.
thing you can be sure of is that's a titty, and that's about it.
Yeah, so it was a girl. She was sitting on what appeared to be a log, but it could have been a raft.
Sure.
It could have been a pool.
Or a dick.
Could have been a dick.
It could have been a huge, massive penis. What I saw was a woman that was sitting on a log. The guy came behind her and grabbed her by the hips. She was startled, right?
Okay.
Then he laid back. She started sucking his dick, and then they started fucking what I presumed to be in the ass.
I feel like on Spice Channel there was a lot of outdoor porn.
Yeah.
Like
I'm
scrambled porn was a lot of outdoor porn.
I like outdoor
Because
porn.
back
still.
back then, Spice Channel times, like they didn't have the good lighting inside, so the sun was the good lighting.
Yeah,
This is
yeah.
HotNet. So this was channel 95.
Same thing.
Is Spice HotNet? Because I remember
I don't know.
96. I used to watch Spice when I was in New York. It was 96, and that was like.
When were you in New York?
My whole family's
96.
from New York.
Oh, okay.
My entire family, my whole mom's side of the family is from Brooklyn, Long Island, Queens. Everyone in my family is New York. My mom's side. Anyway, but I remember it happening, and I remember a little bit of young jism coming out, new jism.
So
Fresh jism.
like,
So-
but so was there
Was it like more clear?
was there times before this time
Yes.
where you were jerking off and nothing came out, and then all of a sudden there's one time when it did?
Yes, so I would get the release
right.
that felt like I was coming,
Right,
but
but you
no
weren't.
cum.
Right.
So I was coming before I came.
Right,
You know what I'm saying?
right.
So the first time, this is the time I remember the girl was on the log or whatever, grabbed it, whatever, sucking dick, fucking her in the butt, all the stuff. And I came a little bit, but I thought I was peeing because I didn't know. I'm 9.
Okay.
So I ran to the bathroom with my little boner that's exactly the same size it is today. And I ran
like
into
your
the
eyes, they don't
bathroom.
grow.
No, it's my dick has always been that little. And I ran to the bathroom and pushed my little pecker down to the toilet and just sat there and was like, "What the fuck, dude? I just started peeing and now I don't have to pee."
It was hot panic, right?
Yeah, I didn't know what was going on. Now, over time, once I realized that was, it came out, a little bit more, and then it was like a dribble, and then it was a little squirt.
That's such a super duper male position. You did something, and you don't know what happened, but you think it wasn't supposed to happen, and your reaction was to keep doing it some more to see what else might happen.
Well, let's find out. And then, but I realized that, it was like, so if jerking off at Nana's house was the deal, because Nana didn't give a fuck.
She left you alone.
She was old. You know what I mean?
She couldn't hear.
She's watching her soaps.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's on 97.
She's asleep by 6 p.m.
She's going to say something before she gets up. You know what I mean?
Well, you're going to hear her huffing and puffing up the steps and all that. Yeah.
So there was a whole lot of time. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
My mom wasn't leaving me alone. I was a kid. You know what I mean? So I didn't know. So, but I remember it was always Regis and Kelly. So it was like my mom was at work or whatever. It was summertime.
So it's in the morning, yeah.
Yeah. And I was sitting in there, Price is Right, whatever the case was. Bang, bang, right on the back. 95 came in. That was the good old time. Analog TVs when you can get that. Now it's just black screen. These kids don't know, but they also have porn on their phones. So what the fuck? Imagine, dude. Imagine I would have been coming when I was 5, dude, if I had a fucking access to a tablet. Are you serious?
All right. As much as we want to talk about your penis and jerking off,
I love talking about it.
I know. We talked about your penile and your jerking methods for a good few moments.
Okay.
I just want to ask if you have anything to ask us.
I don't. I don't. The only thing that I had was, are we getting to that already?
It's 10 o'clock.
Well, we have D-Block, dude.
All right.
Oh, damn it, dude. Dude, so can I just say this real quick? I had a fucking chicken. I went to the gym. I got done the gym, and I got my rotisserie chicken. Okay. There's a guy in front of me in line. He sees that I only have a chicken. He is at a full line. He has a full cart full, him and his kid, wearing masks. That's fine. It's Philly mandate, They're watching me. They're looking at my chicken. I'm standing behind them. They're not letting me get my. They're not. I don't. It was weird.
You wanted him to say, like, hey, go ahead and go first.
Yeah, because I wanted to get the fuck out of there. But I also am not going to go. I hate robots, right? I'm not for. I worked at Acme when they started the whole thing. Right. I don't do the self checkout. So I'm sitting there behind the line. This dude's just unloading fucking Fruity Pebbles after Fruity Pebbles and just fucking shit. And I fucking hate his whole order, right? And he's looking at me and my chicken. He looked at me 6 times. I counted 6 times that he looked at me.
Maybe he was waiting for you to ask him.
Holding this chicken. No, that's a dick move. You say, hey, bud, you only got that chicken? And I say, yeah. And he says, you want to go in front of me?
Yeah, but you're being discriminatory because you don't. He could have had autism and not picked up on social cues.
Dude.
And here you are. Playing into it and being angry at him.
He should have had somebody there watching him. You know what I mean? If you got some fucking retarded brother and he's fucking over there grabbing little girls by the hair, you know what I mean? And that dude gets fucking knocked the fuck out. It's not the dude who knocked him the fuck out's fault.
Yes.
That fucking retarded kid grabbed your fucking daughter by the hair. You know what I'm saying?
Fair enough.
That somebody needs to watch your fucking retarded brother.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
It's okay he's retarded. I'm happy he's out in the world. Fucking watch him, all right? He's just like a kid. You know what I mean? He's jerking off the Regis and Kelly. Anyway, so the guy's looking at my chicken 6 times. He doesn't say anything. And now I'm getting hot. And I just worked out, so I'm feeling big and bad. You know what I mean? I got fucking 23 running through my veins. I got my fucking the fucking tank top on. I'm feeling all fucking shaky and stuff.
Sun's out, guns out and shit.
So I just got my chicken, and I'm getting madder and madder as it's taking him long. Now he's complaining that his fucking card doesn't work, the number's wrong. He's getting huffy-puffy with the girl behind the counter, right? So now I'm getting even worse about everything, and I hate this guy now. Now I hate him.
Yeah,
you know, and I'm dissecting
I
everything
see
about him.
You still hate him.
He's fat. His fucking kid's retarded, too. I fucking hate his kid. Fucking faggot. And fucking, so I get in the line eventually. So I grab my chicken. I'm holding my chicken. I was like, yo, bud, these toothbrushes yours? He's like, oh, we're not getting them. I was like, oh, you're just going to leave them here? And she's like, oh, I'll take them. So I'm already like, I'm ready to fight this dude in my line.
Yeah.
And I'll fight his kid. Like, I'm ready.
Yeah, that'll teach him.
How old is his kid?
12, 13,
Fair
14,
game, fair
whatever,
game.
dude.
least
You know what I
it's
mean?
an
I
even
couldn't
matchup.
tell he had a mask on. You know what I mean? I thought he was a grown adult. I thought he was a samurai ninja. I don't know. It's a guy in Mortal Kombat. I'm
Yeah.
ready to go.
Yeah.
So fucking.
How many other samurai ninjas have you run into in your travels?
Well,
Well,
chaos
you don't
breeds,
never know.
You never
I see.
know what's going to happen here, dude. If
You
I've
don't know
never
who's
ran
a
into a samurai ninja, the
there's
odds
gotta be a
are
first
I
time.
got to run into
Right.
one at some point.
You're due.
Shinobi's getting, Obi-Wan Kenobi'd. All right, so anyway, I don't know. I should be better at that. So I grab my chicken. Now his line's almost completely done. I grab the fucking divider. I throw it on the fucking thing, and I
Ooh,
take my
with anger.
Oh, I was
Like
hot.
an
I was
angry
hot.
wife. Instead of saying something, you just start slamming things around.
Dude,
I like it.
Something the matter?
I'm good.
Feminine energy.
I
Get
grabbed
it.
my chicken. I was raised by a single mother. I grabbed my chicken and I raised it like this and I dropped it. I swear to God, like
Yeah,
Chris Rock at the
ruin
end of
your
the
own-
special.
Classic. You're doing classic angry wife shit.
Whatever,
right now.
dude.
Breaking your own shit.
It's a fucking
You're breaking your
rotisserie
own-
chicken. I'm about to rip it apart in
It's
my
a
car.
It's a wine and shop right.
Dude, it's giant. Fuck this guy, dude, and I need him to know. I get worse, okay? I drop my fucking chicken on the thing. It's loud, right? I throw the fucking divider's half on the. It's not even near where the divider should be. I give the fucking lady the toothbrush. She's like, "I'll put him back." I was like, "Oh, okay." And I'm like, I'm
Okay.
hot, dude.
Yeah,
I'm hot.
yeah, I see.
So he's fucking paying for his bill. This is where I cross the line. This is where I can't function with normal society.
Yeah.
He's paying for he got his own bags. You know this guy with
Yeah.
his own
Yeah,
bags and
yeah.
his problems and shit.
Yeah, yeah.
Guy's trying to fucking save
Fucking
paper
environmentally friendly.
now. No, it's
ass
fucking
motherfucker.
paper bags, dude. Blow me, dude. How
Yeah.
about fucking eat something that's not all reusable plastics? Fucking fruity pebble
Yeah.
face. Fuck.
Soy burgers.
Yeah, you slut. And then, so the fucking guy, whatever, he's sitting there, he's still bagging his groceries. He's still in the way. His cart's still where I'm fucking ready to go, dude. Your cart's right on where the card reader is. So I
Yeah.
can't even get my shit on the other side. And I say to the lady loudly, because I know he's right there, but I'm passive aggressive because
Yeah.
I'm a bitch in a way.
Yeah.
So I'm
Feminine
fucking,
energy.
yeah, I'm a woman. And I'm fucking, and I said, I wait in these lines because I don't want to take jobs away from people because I'm a people person over a robot person. And then I see people like this and I start to think, oh, maybe it'd be better if everything was just robots, you know?
Yeah.
Like everyone was a fucking robot, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
If I didn't have to do any of this, you know
Yeah.
what I mean? And then I said, fucking faggot. And then I said, I hope somebody's fucking his wife right now, loudly. Like loud, like a person that has a serious mental problem.
Yeah.
Feminine energy.
Yeah. So I just wanted to get that out in the open.
I mean, listen, super appropriate.
Yeah,
for
Very. What a wonderful way to conduct yourself in public.
Uh-huh.
Over. This sounds like it may have been at most 6 minutes of your life.
And what
like
is
9
what
minutes.
is theoretically a problem that he only caused himself because he could have just walked through self
Through
checkout
the robot.
and been
You
done.
could have just went to the
I will.
robot.
I'm honestly. I
no,
hope
no.
none of these people have jobs anymore. I
That's-
want everything to be robot conducted, and I hope to God some 9 fucking inch black dick was sliding in that fucking retarded kid's mother fucking over and over again, spit in the mouth, bowling ball in the ass, all the fucking shit, dude. To Christ, I wish that happened.
Sure.
Okay.
All right, so I really hated that, and McDonald's is now teaming up with IBM, and they're running a complete robotic Armageddon on the world.
Yep.
All right, so are we doing Who's Your D Block, and are we doing Who's Your D Block characters?
Well, here's
what I was-
No,
that's
I
what I
want
was
you to
told to
pick
prepare,
it because
but yeah.
I don't want you to not talk to me for another week if I picked a different answer than you.
What do you mean?
Feminine energy. I just want to say the right thing to you, babe, so we can have a happy life
We can
here.
move on from
That's all.
this incident that I
You
didn't
picked
know
the
was
D
an
block.
incident.
It doesn't matter to
No,
me.
I want you to pick it. I want you to pick yours.
No. Now, okay. I played this game. I want to do D Block Candy.
No, you don't.
No, I do.
No.
Listen, here's the
I'm
thing.
not. Listen.
No, babe, I'm gonna tell you like this. I had thought of D Block characters, and I thought it was a good idea. But when you said D Block Candy, a light went off in my head, and I'm like, oh, that's the perfect one to do.
I'm getting hot, dude. You're making me. It's like I'm getting a little. Like I get it, dude, and I put myself out here.
So
for this.
yeah, so the fact that you're getting hot, do you see how ridiculous this all is?
I can't help
I love
it.
you, and I'm breaking your
He's
balls.
trying to teach you something.
But
I
I'm
can't
trying
help it.
I'm trying to say it's let it go, babe.
Dude, the guy should have said, "You got one chicken," and I would have been like, "Yeah."
So you
should have. You're right.
But that also doesn't justify your entire behavior post him not
no, it
recognizing
doesn't.
you.
I had to go real hard, and I don't know why.
Look,
and I know it's a
even
problem.
so, even this, right? You're even if you got angry about it, right? You're okay with getting angry about it. There's no, like, whatever. I don't know that I would necessarily get angry, or if I did get angry, I would probably, like, check myself and be like, this is silly
I
to
tried,
be angry
dude.
over.
I was
right.
breathing real heavy, in through the nose, out through the mouth.
But when you step to the line of, like, this dude's a faggot, I hope someone's fucking his wife.
I love
and
that,
saying
though.
it, but
it sounds better when you say it.
but
Like, I'm
listen-
hype on that, dude.
but
like, if I
saying
was
it-
the woman behind the register,
It
I'd have been like,
sounds
this
better.
dude's a legend, dude.
Yeah,
that guy's a legend.
but I'm good at cursing.
Sir.
But when you say that, right? One, you kind of stepped out of line. But you're stepping at. If you're gonna step out of line and like be an aggressor. If you're gonna be aggressive, be aggressive. If you're not, the passive aggressive shit it really is feminine. It's not masculine energy.
But
and
fighting
we're
the
trying.
guy isn't good, though.
No,
You know
it
what
would
I
have
mean?
been it would have been terrible.
But
Which
it
is when you play that all out.
Yeah, but I'm not.
Then you realize that from slamming the chicken that, oh, this is fucking stupid. Let me just grab my chicken and go to the self-checkout
The
where there's
fucking
nobody.
Dude is fucking playing with his number. The number isn't right. He got a fucking coupon. He paid with 2 gift cards. He fucking left the fucking
So
toothbrush on the
he was
fucking.
a guy in the grocery store behaving like a guy in the grocery store.
He was. If that's what guys in the grocery
Because-
store act like, dude.
Because
I
you
have
thought
no
you
time.
thought you were in a convenience store and he was in a grocery store.
Dude,
And
the
here
thing
you
is-
are dripping sweat now, reliving the whole thing again. And every time that you relive it, you're going to get this hot.
And tomorrow when he wakes up,
He's
this
not
didn't even
thinking
happen.
about it.
This
Hey,
didn't even happen.
You know what happened, dude?
Some fucking dickhead behind me was throwing his shit around, so I pulled out some extra coupons that I forgot I
fuck
had
with him.
just to fuck with him.
Yeah. And look,
I should have fucked him up.
as
I
much
should've
as it-
fought his
yeah,
kid.
no,
I should've
I think
punched
you
his
should've.
fucking kid in the face.
I think that's the best. I think if the two choices are talk filthy about him to somebody standing around him
Right.
or fuck him up, I think that you got
after
to
the
go fuck
12-year-old.
him up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know? So now you're going to be heated about this every time that you think about it.
I hate that guy, dude.
And I
hate
get
his
it. I understand. He's an
big
asshole. He's a
dude.
jerk off.
The
But
guy
also, there's
just left the toothbrush there. Like, someone else will get this. Everything's great in my life.
other
Fuck
than
the world.
other
I'm
than
fine.
this giving us podcast fodder, which is fine. You know what I mean? It's nice that we have a little thing to do and talk about. There's no productivity in that anger.
Yeah, but I
It
can't.
didn't even. It's not even like you rode that anger to the gym and then took it out on
Right.
the weights.
Started punching the bag.
Or like it's not like that anger made you address him and then you and him had a conversation where you were like, you know what, I'm wrong, and by being wrong and admitting it, now I grew as a man a little bit or whatever. There was no here you are still angry with no productivity to it. That's all I'm saying. And you know me, bro. I'll tell you the same thing I tell you all the time. I just want to see you be the best that you could be.
and conserve energy.
Yeah, and I don't think that this was I give this a thumbs down on the scale of Biz moves.
Yeah, I fuck
And I
that
think
guy,
you
dude.
know that, though. But I
No,
think
I
you
know. That's why I
Yeah.
brought it up.
Yeah,
I
think
know.
you
I know. I didn't regret it because I fucking hate that guy, dude. And I honestly hope that he's a quadriplegic while I speak.
I
this.
don't want you to regret it because that doesn't play well for the character of Biz on the ToolShed.
No, I don't.
But
no,
I want you.
regret
I do
my
want you to.
actions.
I do want you to regret it in private that you did the whole like this dude's a fucking faggot. Like I would like you to regret that privately. And if you don't, you don't. But I think that the best Biz that you could be would think that over and be like, that was fucking stupid.
Yeah,
and I
I
got
hope
nothing
to never
out
do
of
that
it.
again.
A
Yeah.
little. I'll do it again. The little bit of it is just everything about that guy just really irritated me. And I hate people. I don't like people vastly. You know what I mean? And
Oh,
that's-
I'm all over that thought process, but still, you wasted your time.
and I'm a person that I hate also in the actions. I'm not saying
Oh, all right.
if I.
I at least try not to be the people that I hate.
Well, I know I can't. I am not giving myself any. I suck there. You know what I
Okay.
mean? I wasn't a great. If I would have been the person in the line next to me, looking
Right.
at that guy, I'd be like, "What the
What is
fuck,
that guy
bro?" And the other guy,
For sure.
For just holding a chicken.
the other guy, nobody saw what that other guy did. It
Right.
was just me
Just you.
looking
Building
at
the whole
him.
shit in your brain.
Yeah,
Right. Yeah.
fuming, just
Yep.
like, oh God.
That's how every serial
I'm
killer
looking at
gets
the
started.
ring on his finger, and I'm like, yeah, dude, yeah, gawk, gawk, motherfucker.
That Gawk 3000.
Who's your D block?
There we go.
Characters from sitcoms.
No, babe.
No. I like yours is better, dude.
No, yours is better.
No, it's not.
No, it
Fuck outta
is.
here.
I already started the D block characters.
Hold
dude.
on. Pay. Whose
What?
is better?
The characters is better because we had time to prep it.
Okay, fair enough.
Okay.
Mine's better.
Yeah, I know.
I just don't want this to come up in our couples session next week and you to be hanging on to it.
Cool.
That's all
Always
I'm
just
saying.
wants to tell us what the
Cove,
D
you're
block
right.
is, and I
okay?
don't.
I was wrong, and you were right.
Okay, fair enough.
This is beautiful.
I'd like to go third
I will
Always.
go.
because
I'll go
I have
second.
not prepped myself.
I have two names.
So it's on my shoulder.
Well, you
again.
only need 2 more.
So anyway, like the fucking kid between his parents.
Yeah.
So who's your D block? Sitcom characters?
Yeah, favorite.
Okay.
Or favorite TV show characters.
All right. I was told it was sitcom, I think, or maybe I just read
Well,
it as
no,
that.
yeah, I think I meant TV, like TV show.
All right. So I did all sitcom. So whatever.
That's fine.
My Jadakiss is very easy for me. It's Sophia Petrillo. You put on the Golden Girls, and if she's on the screen, unless it's written to not be that way, you're gonna be fucking laughing. I've seen each episode of that show 80 million times, and she still fucking cracks me up. She throws darts at everybody at the room. She'll throw darts at herself. She's fucking hilarious. My Styles P is Larry David from Curb Your Enthusiasm, because first of all, he writes the show. And from what I understand, it's a lot of his own experiences, but then embellished. So that he even finds himself in most of these scenarios is hilarious. And the awkward fucking way he handles it all is always wonderful. My Sheik is Doug Heffernan from
Okay.
King
I like
of
that one.
Queens. He's my spirit animal.
Yeah, I can see
Yeah,
that. I
He's
can see
he's,
that.
he's always good on the screen, but he'll come in every now and then and just be the top of the game. And my J Hood, who just pops up every now and then and does good, is Rafi from The League.
Ah.
I don't know the league.
The League's a pretty solid show, but he's this really fucking weird and disgusting and vile character who whatever he's doing is both disgusting you and making you laugh at the same time, and they only give him to you in short doses, and it's perfect.
Okay.
Am I going next?
Yeah,
That's what
go
you said.
next.
You wanted to go second,
All right. Well, let's go see Cove pick third real quick. All right. So
as is tradition.
my number one is Archie Bunker.
Okay.
Just the all-time goat of all-time goats, as far as I'm concerned, and in television, and that goes for period.
That's good work.
My number two is going to be Michael Scott from The Office, even though debatably a sitcom. I'm sorry. Just because
No, sitcoms count too.
No, I'm saying I don't know if
You don't
that's
think The Office
necessary.
is a sitcom?
Is it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
100%.
Yeah, because it's kind of like a.
Well, it's a doc.
It
it's
just doesn't ha-
it's
it just doesn't have a
mockumentary
laugh
style, but
track.
it's
But it's
absolutely
still
meant to be
sitcom.
funny.
Yeah,
Okay,
it just
cool.
doesn't have a laugh track. That's all.
All right, yeah. So Michael Scott, just because I not only is he the fucking goat, but he's also like a character you love. You know what I mean? And he's so. I mean, that show. I've watched that show. I spent more time watching The Office than I've probably spent watching any other show ever, because
Yeah.
I've watched it 4 or 5 times straight through and love it. And I skip episodes like the Tots. Toys for whatever that one, Scott's for Tots one. Oh my God. Are you familiar with The Office at all?
I've watched my share of it.
There's the one where he offers all these kids
enjoyable.
laptops, dude, and he doesn't come through with it, and it's very hard to watch, and I skip it, so whatever. But Michael Scott's my my number two.
All right.
My number 3 and number 4 are really fighting.
Well, give us your number 4 first, then. Who's your J
It's the
Hood
same
first?
thing that makes it hard.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna go Ricky with the Trailer Park Boys for my J Hood.
Nice.
Okay. All right.
Trailer Park Boys is just one of the greatest shows of
It
all
absolutely
time,
is.
especially if you're got a nice little stoned on. If you get a little bit of pot in your system, dude,
It all makes sense.
Oh my God, dude! And Ricky is just and Bubbles is great too. That whole show is great, but
Yeah.
Ricky is just the Ricky-isms alone. Even if it was just Ricky saying dumb shit,
Just his
it
lines.
would be enough for that show to be an all-time classic. So Ricky,
All right.
and then my Styles P to be my number 3 is George Costanza.
All right, George.
I thought about putting Kramer in. Actually, Kramer was the first name that I wrote down after Archie Bunker, and then I erase Kramer because Kramer doesn't have so many levels to his character like George has.
That's that when I was first making the list. That's why he was going to be my J Hood, because just like Rafi, he pops in, does his one little thing, and leaves. But usually you're laughing when he's there.
Yeah,
You know
Kramer,
what I mean?
you mean?
Yeah.
Because Kramer, when I was a kid watching Seinfeld with my dad, I'd be like, when Kramer shows up, it's like, oh shit, Kramer!
Right.
Even his entrance into the apartment, everything about Kramer was just out of control.
I think over the course of the show, beyond the thing with the lawyer, like he never drives the plot or anything like that. He just shows up, does something goofy, and you laugh, and then he leaves.
But George often drives.
Oh
the
yeah,
plot.
absolutely.
And some of you can't even just pinpoint it at this point because George is almost the show as much as Jerry is the show.
George is Larry David.
George is Larry David. Yeah. But yeah, so many good George. And George is just such a complex, neurotic mess, and you gotta fucking love that guy.
Word.
Okay, Cove.
I'd say it's tough to put them in order, right?
This is your cop out.
It's tough to put them in order.
I understand, because they're all number one.
Yeah.
I got you.
They're all so different in their own right. I'd say Jada and Styles, in no order, is the Fresh Prince and Zach Morris.
That's solid.
I do like the Fresh Prince on this list.
Love the French Prince. And
French press?
The French press.
The
Yeah.
French press, dude?
Yeah.
I love the
That's
French
how you make
press.
coffee. How do you do it?
I also love a cold drip. Big fan of the drip.
The French Prince coming to you live with special guests.
Oh, the French Prince. The French Prince of Paris.
He's opening up for Sherman Williams.
He's a fucking, he's an American kid, right? From like a rich... No, he's an American kid from a
the ghetto.
from
Yeah,
a broke
his
family.
mom sent him to France.
Yeah, yeah.
because
How
it was
about
getting too
what if
big.
But his
Quebec.
father is like an American embassy ambassador in France. So then all of a sudden he's trying to get like a cheesesteak, but they're doing it with like brie.
Baguettes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're like slicing sirloin
And
and
they're
putting
calling it
brie
French
with
dip.
it. Yeah.
And he doesn't speak the language, but his whole hip attitude has everybody following along with how he does things.
Yeah.
All his slang is
Yeah.
wrong.
Like he comes in and sees that cheesesteak and he's like, no, and he jumps behind there and shows him how to do it.
Yeah,
and then
yeah.
everybody's like, huzzah! And then they
Yeah,
all do it too.
Yeah,
He's
yeah.
wearing his hat inside out.
Yeah.
Alright.
Puis aller au WC. Je suis na.
That was really good, dude.
It's French.
Are you speaking French?
Yeah.
Fluently, right?
Yeah. Répétez.
That was a lot of Yiddish in that.
No, that was French. It was
Okay,
French.
well, I got you, man.
Which is just with a hard
Sherman.
yeah. So the French Pris is my Jada kiss.
Okay.
Zach Morris coming in at number 2 because at the time Zach Morris was very role model-esque, you know?
Yeah,
for
You're
sure.
like, "Oh, like this dude's cool."
Yeah.
I was
dick.
I was like a little mischievous at the point when I was watching Zach Morris, and Zach Morris was like wholesomely mischievous.
Yeah.
So I was like trying to head in that direction before I went and started acting like, until I found my chic luch later on. Then I kind of acted in that direction. And I had had a real big thing for Kelly Kapowski.
Everybody
Yeah.
did.
So the fact that he had Kelly Kapowski
Oh, I
by
like
the
the
speed
other
stick.
John. Who was the other John with the
Jesse?
curly hair? Yeah, Jesse. Right?
Yeah.
That was AC Slater's John, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that bitch. Oh my God, on my
Yeah,
face,
see,
God.
back in the day, I felt like Jesse wasn't that hot.
Oh yeah, but
that's
looking
also
back
becau-
though,
but that-
no.
Yeah, no, looking back, she's a good-looking girl.
Oh, all right.
But that's what they wanted you to do, is they wanted you to think Jesse wasn't that hot.
Hold on, let me do a little side note here. Hillary from The Fresh Prince or Lisa from The Cosby Show?
Hillary from The Fresh Prince.
Easy?
Yeah. Yeah, she was my flavor. She was my flavor. Like, I liked Hillary back in the day. And as Hillary got older, she got hotter. Like, she's probably still hot right
What's
now.
up with, what's her name though? I mean, she's probably...
Lisa Turtle?
Yeah.
Are we talking Lisa from The Cosby Show or Lisa Turtle?
Yeah, you said Cosby Show, but you meant Saved by the Bell, right?
No. I meant Cosby Show. The light-skinned sister. The light-skinned daughter.
The older one?
Wasn't that Lisa? She was like the punk rock one, kinda?
Let's go
You
to
talk
the-
about
let's
what's
go
her
to
name?
the screen.
Lenny Kravitz's wife?
Yes.
Lisa Bonet.
Lisa Bonet,
She
yeah.
was Denise.
Oh, her name was Denise?
Yeah.
I got to see him.
Oh, so I messed up her real name
Yeah.
and called her Lisa from
And
The
you
Cosby
did
Show.
the whole thing wrong. I'm working on it.
I'd have to see her. Yeah, I don't know, man. That's a toss-up. She's
yeah,
hot.
No, I'm going with fucking Lisa Bonet, cuz.
I'm gonna have to go with Hillary just because Lisa Bonet was the 80s.
She still got it too.
But
Look.
here's the thing, though, right? I don't know about. I mean,
You don't like that? Oh, I
nah.
like that. You don't
I
like
think
that.
Hillary's probably hotter right now than she is. But also, that was the 80s, so Lisa Bonet probably had Wild Bush, whereas Hillary was further
She's
into
probably
the 90s.
still got Wild Bush.
Hillary's further. Yeah, Hillary's hotter.
They're almost the same person.
They're not far off.
Yeah, no, I'm going Lisa Bonet, cuz. I
Yep.
liked Hillary a lot, though.
Louis G's with me on this one. Hillary.
Okay, go
All
ahead.
right.
Finish your
Thanks,
C block.
thanks, Lou. You make me feel more confident in my pick. I'm standing by it now. I'm gonna fight for both of us, Lou.
I like them both a lot. They were like the two girls that I was about. You know what I mean? Them
Yeah.
light-skinned black girls when I was a kid was
That was the thing
my
that did the
God,
thing,
man.
yeah.
I was jerking off with no cum. You know what I'm saying?
I dig it.
Go ahead.
Number 3, and you guys can, if you'd like to shun this because it's not necessarily a network sitcom, you're welcome to, and then I can give you a different pick, right? But I would say Bodie from The Wire.
Well, it's definitely not a sitcom,
Well,
but he's a great character.
yeah, character. Can I get that one off?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Since no one apparently I made up in my head that it was going to be sitcoms.
Well, I think all
I
mine
think-
were sitcoms, though. They were.
Yeah, I think that
They're mockumentary sitcoms.
in the Wire, right? There's characters who, throughout the course of the show, obviously had a bigger impact and were like a more entertaining character to follow. Like McNulty, to follow him through the show was probably more entertaining than following Bodie. But when Bodie took his last stand, that was the part that just hit so hard. Like, Bodie just went out like such a G and so thorough that it just left an imprint that blew anybody else's imprint away on The Wire. Like, nobody had that one impactful moment like
Right.
Bodie did.
Who
you
was
know?
The Wire? I stopped watching The Wire at like season 2. I just didn't grasp my attention, and I think I had really high hopes for it. and
Well,
it
you
just-
fucked up if you stopped at season 2.
I know that's what I'm told. We talked about this before, but
Just
what about the
start-
white bull? What about the white junkie bull? Because that was my bull. I fucked with him. I don't know his name. I don't know, but that
Bubs'
was my bull.
homeboy? I don't remember his name either.
Yeah, all right.
He's
go ahead.
irrelevant.
I'm sorry.
And then I would say my honorable mention would be Michael Weston from
Burn Notice.
From Burn Notice.
That's fire.
Oh my god.
Right?
It's a fucking great show.
I love it. It's so cheesy and so fucking terrible.
Tremendously terrible, but it's like perfect at being terrible.
Yeah. But the story, like, all right, so don't pay attention to how terrible of an actor Michael Weston is. Like, if you don't pay attention that he sucks as an actor and at acting,
It's because for whatever reason they cast. What is he? He is. I don't think he's English, but he's.
he's like
foreign.
Irish or
Yeah, he's
Scottish or
foreign,
something. Yeah.
And they got him playing a guy who should be like super American.
Yeah.
Right. And that was just a dumb choice, but he plays the role decently. Besides when he has to talk.
Yeah.
So wait, he's a foreign guy that is casted as an American guy,
Yeah,
but he's
It's like-
obviously
yeah,
like,
not
he's
He's
American.
like Batman.
He's supposed to be an American CIA agent, like he got burned. He's
He
a
got burned.
spy who's now has no connections with the CIA anymore, and like people are out to get him.
And he doesn't know why he got burned. So the whole show is him trying to figure out who got him
He's
kicked
the lead
out.
guy.
yeah, and
he's-
he's
I
also
didn't even know
he's
that.
also like kind of MacGyver-y.
He's extremely.
You know, like
MacGyver.
he'll be stuck in a warehouse somewhere, and he's like, if you have a bag of fertilizer,
right.
and then breaks it off. You
But he
should
has-
watch Burn
he
Notice.
had
I
some-
watched a couple episodes.
He had some
on it.
slick tips though. When he was there, were early on. There's one where he's got to get a tenant out of a building so that the guy who owns the club that he lives at will let him stay for free. And he comes up and he's like, everybody shoots through the door, but they expect you to shoot through the door. Shoot through the sides. And he comes and he shoots on both sides of the door, pops the guy, and it's
Yeah,
over.
yeah.
It's like that's good thinking.
Now he's got and that's what I'm saying. If you ignore his bad acting,
His stiffness.
the actual like the writing and the plot of the stories is a good story, and it has what my favorite thing is.
Fiona.
No, I don't like Fiona.
Okay.
My favorite thing is the setting as a main character,
Yeah, which
You
is
know.
Miami,
Yeah.
right?
Miami. But also there's like a season or two when he's in like Dominican Republic for a little while, and
Yeah, and he keeps going to like Little Havana and stuff. But yeah, definitely like everything is driven by the fact that he's in Miami. Like just the way everything is executed is like, well, this would only happen this way if you were
because
in
you're in
Miami.
Yeah. It's that I think it's worth you giving it a shot.
100%.
Yeah, this dude doesn't watch Breaking Bad. He's never saw Breaking Bad. You want to hear about a guy that
I'll
can
tell you
fucking
what.
Why don't you guys
MacGyver?
trade?
When you're done, the first 2 seasons of Burn Notice and the 3rd season of The Wire, I'll start Breaking Bad.
The Wire. I'll finish watching The Wire for Breaking Bad because we're not putting Burn Notice on the same fucking. If you got a guy that can't even act.
Hold on. No one is telling you that as far as quality of TV, that these are equal things. That's not what's being said here. I can make a case that Breaking Bad is the best TV show that has ever aired on television. I could never make that case for Burn Notice.
I will.
What I'm telling you is that Burn Notice is super fucking entertaining.
It's fun.
And it's so enjoyable to watch. And it's vapid entertainment. And you can sit there and watch an episode and it's a fucking blast and then it's over.
Did you watch 911?
It's like the new A-Team, bro.
The new one that's like on TV now?
It was like, I guess it started like 3 years ago or whatever. Okay.
Yeah. Burn Notice is like the new school A-Team.
It's the A-Team.
A lot of
and
explosions and shit. Yeah.
Yeah, that's all the previews are. It's like some dude running from a car.
Because that's all the show is.
Yeah.
I'm going to blow some shit up so these people stop. It's the A-Team because he takes on the little guy who needs help, and then it's MacGyver because he's crafting all this shit because he doesn't have access to anything.
He's got Sam and Fiona with him, and then in the later seasons, he's got the other bull with the bald head.
Yeah.
Who's a football player. He was in that show about football on BET, whatever that was.
Yeah, he was.
I don't remember what it is.
So like Dexter to me was like a show that I thought was pretty dumb. That was like that had like that vibe to it.
I thought Dexter was decent.
It was like an okay show. It was another show. It was like The Wire to me, where people were like, "Oh, you got to watch this shit." And then I started watching it, and I was like, "I guess I'll watch this." And
I watched a little
lot
bit of Dexter, but it wasn't my lane. Really,
I think it was a little overhyped because
it was cheesy.
To me, him constantly doing that in the same like 10 square miles makes no sense. But it was a decent. It was a decent show. It was middle up.
That surprise motherfucker guy was my dude, man. The guy who catches them, I guess, at the end or whatever. Yeah, that dude's the best.
Surprise motherfucker.
Yeah.
And then the final one, Kenny Powers.
Nice, dude. I thought about it, dude. Kenny Powers is a good one. So you like Eastbound and Down, but you don't know Trailer Park Boys?
I just never watched Trailer Park Boys.
Trailer Park Boys is so good. Because to me, those shows are like hand in hand. Like,
you want me to watch it?
No, I don't. I don't want to have to watch any of these shitty shows on USA.
The only thing with Trailer Park Boys is that you're like 14 seasons behind at this point.
Yeah, but you could probably just watch a solid 8.
Watch the first. Yeah, the first. Watch. It's one of those things. Watch the first episode, and you'll know right away whether this is a thing for you.
Yeah.
The first episode is actually a good episode to watch to see if you're going to get into it.
Because from there to here, they're doing the same thing every episode, but it's whether you enjoy what you're watching or not. They're ex-cons, they're drug dealers. Like, it's everything in your wheelhouse.
I'm sure that I believe I saw some of it.
Oh, man,
like
J-Rock, dude, there's so much good stuff, dude. Fucking Phil Collins,
J-Rock
dude.
is fucking great.
There's so many. What's his name? Cyrus? What's the one guy's name?
Cyrus with the Trans Am and the gun.
Yeah, dude.
Yo,
Cyrus.
do you know, you ever watch Channel 5? It used to be All Gas, No Brakes.
No.
On YouTube.
I know All Gas, No Brakes.
Yeah,
Did
well,
he just
now
change
he's called,
his name? Okay.
because like whoever was backing him stopped backing him, so now Channel 5 is just him doing it on his own shit, right? He just put on a trailer for a new video he has coming up where Chet Hanks meets the Hoff twins. You guys know the Hoff twins?
I don't.
Is that who they are? You know who I'm talking about?
I think that's who they are, yeah.
The two wild wiggers from California?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, man, it's fucking good. It looks phenomenal. Chet Hanks and the Hoff twins, like they start off.
All the TWDs on the same camera
the
scene.
The trailer starts off and they're like all cross-armed, like sitting across from each other, like grilling each other. And then like by the end of the trailer, they're like taking shots together and got arms around each other. It's fucking phenomenal.
I need to get in on this Hoff twin shit. I'm good for some good wigger comedy.
Absolutely.
Yeah, man. It's right up my wheelhouse.
All right, man. Where are we at?
We're good there, man. If you made it this far, you're at the ToolShed. Make sure you go on the YouTube channel and you like it and you subscribe to it. But more importantly, I always say that because everyone says that, but really we just want you to subscribe and tell people. And also check out the Facebook page and get yourself acclimated to that because that's what we'll be broadcasting every gig production that comes out of the Gig Addict / ToolShed of
out of the Gig Shed.
Out of the Gig Shed.
Yeah.
And I'm the Bizzler, and that's him, and that's them.
That's
and,
us.
We're us.
And we're us. And, if a guy's in your way in line,
Fuck him. Just complain behind him and whine, and then, he'll move eventually.
Throw a fit.
When he's done.
throw a fit. If
Throw a
you're
fit.
behind a guy, throw a fit.
Specifically a hissy fit.
Yeah,
Do you
if
have
you
a-
can throw a hissy fit.
Do you have a beat lined up so we can get some of that anger out of him?
Of course I do.
Okay. Listen, I would like to just say real quick while you're getting that beat lined up. Like Bisler said, get acquainted with the Gig Facebook page because here's the deal right now, right? We're almost a year in on this thing, even though the ToolShed is only a few eps in, a couple months in, but the Gig is almost as a whole a year old coming up soon.
Yeah.
And we are making some changes. One of those changes is that there will be a gig-oriented scenario every weekday of the week. So Monday you catch a live of the ToolShed. Tuesday you catch a gig episode. We'll call it the first half of your workday. On Wednesday you get the ToolShed replay. On Tuesday you get the second half of your workday, and then on Friday you get the gig live on Friday night. So there is a whole week full of things for you to watch if you're fucking with us. And if you're fucking with us, tell somebody else to fuck with us.
Subscribe to the YouTube
Then
channel.
we'll fucks
dude.
with each other.
Yeah, we're not supposed to have to tell you to subscribe. You know that's what this whole shit is about.
Yeah.
So what are you doing?
Be
Seriously.
friendly and be fan.
It's embarrassing.
Yeah. All right. We appreciate it though. We appreciate everybody who's here. Big shout outs to the heavy names in the workforce, the big names in the workforce, the Lou G's, the Ray Santiagos, the Dustin Pistons,
The foremans of this
the
thing.
Jesse Jameses, the JC Brecker's been in the building a lot lately. All of these guys. If I forgot you, well,
Show up more.
put a goddamn comment on once in a while and fucking we'll remember you next time.
That's right.
All right, man. Here's the next thing. This episode is over, but there's another thing happening. All right? And that's fucking Biz.
Takes him out.
We took Corey, we sent him downstairs. We said, Corey, go downstairs and fucking bring Biz up. And he came back, and he's Biz now.
I'm Biz
And
now.
what Biz does is he puts on beats, and he sings songs that are fucking rhythmic, and the words rhyme. All right?
Also, hit up Payday for some production because he got a whole
Payday's
slew
been
of
killing
it.
the beats.
I'm
Payday's
here.
been killing it with
You
the
got
beats.
all
I'm on the
different kinds of
Instagram, I'm
beats,
on the
dude.
Twitter. It's all at Payday Jones. It's easy enough to find.
Black,
Yo-
white, Puerto Rican, Chinese beats, dude.
Yeah. Yo, DJ, drop that shit.
You're the DJ. Hit the button.
Oh, it's just I'm look. I thought it's a new Biz for you. It's a new one.
Always.
Oh. Hey, yo, DJ, drop.
Go on the camera.
It's not an
Payday up
NPC.
in the board.
It's not. Yeah, it's not an NPC. There it is.
It's there.
It's playing.
7-1 entertainment.
Well, now it's not.
I'm trying to get
Just
him.
to keep you sharp, Biz.
Trying to get him in the mood. You know what I mean? Ooh, little chime.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, that's intergalactic.
Yeah, that shit is dope. Once again, hit up Payday for that production, you motherfuckers.
You mutt.
Yeah. Yo, you can't rap scrap. I be heavy with the metal. They looking at the mental like they really give me that. They looking at your shorty feeling kinda horny. I'm feeling kinda corny, gotta put her in my lap.
Yup.
It's nice and it's firm, got a nice little worm. Like my name is Dennis Rodman, I put that shit right back. I'm grabbing on the balls and the balls in the sack. They fuck around with me like they don't know how to act. I'm in back of the
got
act and they
balls.
know how they pack. They be looking at that kid with the khaki and the slacks. Got them up when they cough, when they cough in the soft. They be looking at me rough like they don't know how to rap. Looking at your boy, yeah, boy and he back. Fuck round with me like they know where they snap. Like cross them fingers like it's with that laffy tap. If they with that boy, they know that he can flip like acrobat. I got a script right here. Put it in my lip right here. I'ma walk like a crip right here. They be
Yup.
saying that he dripping with that dip right there. Motherfucker know they finger when they flip right there. Yeah.
Like my name was Chingy. The John come over and she sucking on my thingy. They really want me here cause they know that they was with me. The John say she 18, leaving with a hickey. I'm not 40, but I know I got a Mickey. The Mickey be the roofie and I'm giving it to Minnie. They want it with me, they really want to slimmy. But really with the something with the dimmy. I got a lot of shit up in the ocean. They wanna go to lotion, but they know about commotion. The locomotion, we running all these trains. They fuck around with me because they both have been insane. Long time, like it was Sudan, but really Saddam. I'm on that bomb with the wiggy. They did it like they with me, but really wanna stand like they always been against me. I'm in a heap of this fence on the track. They say the boy is here, he's the best and he back.
Yep.
I'm back like a chiropract. Ooh, how he rap. He been doing it a long time. Boom, shack-a-lack. Like I'm Shaq, motherfucker, on an NBA jam. They talking to me, man, like they swear that they my fam. But really gotta do it, I be dodging like a ram. I'm St. Louis, I don't give a straight Marshall fuck about how you do this. I'm gonna be moving it like a brick. The band-aid on your face like a lunatic.
Yep.
I ain't talking about that Murphy. Your shorty gave me herpes, but I don't give a fuck because she still sucking my dick. It's the dude that be back. You be dusty like you Rhodes. I be Cody like I'm Rose. Call me Codeine on the flow. Fuck around like you don't know me, but you know you do-si-do. And I know about the rosary and where that shit'll go. It be looking like a bead on the anal. I'm flying like a plane too. And really gotta say that I ain't complain too much, cause I don't play the victim. You talk about him a little bit. 9-year-old the jism on your motherfucking throat, bitch. You want a coke, bitch? Where that coke, bitch? Veins overdosing. If they want that lotion, you want that same thing, bitch? I gotta do it with your shorty on that gang, bang, gang, gang, motherfucker. You gotta throw it up, bulimia. Saying that you seeing, I ain't seeing stuff. You ain't never seen me like my name was John Cena, huh? I ain't talking about your John, bitch. She never read enough. Thick looking thick like a book from Chuck Dickens. If they really gotta talk, you be on that fool snickens. Got a chip on your foot, and I'm chipping on your tooth. If you with me with your bitches, chickens in the living room. Oh shit, it's Kentucky Fried. She gotta fuck me right, suck me right. Talking shit like she don't want it right. She wanna take a ride, I'm all up on the coaster. Oh bitch, she gotta drink and eat a coaster. She doing big things, riding like a chauffeur. They looking at me like, bitch, just remove your loafers. I'm trying to see your feet, put them on my lap. Yeah, I like it, that's a stone cold fact. You could just relax. They all about that paddy wagon and that knick and knack. If they really gotta do it like I touched a kitty cat with a little bit of kibble, or you wanna riddle that? I'm a big question mark. Looking at a shark in the river. I mean the ocean in your liver. Feeling like you drinking too much. Whoa.
What happened there?
I was watching it on the video and it unmuted.
Oh,
Sometimes it happens.
Just
dude.
that very last thing.
He's only 31.